Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream at the Estadio Municipal de Braga Stadium. That is the venue for the first leg of this Europa League tie between current fourth place Braga in Liga NOS and the current Scottish Premiership champions Rangers. This fixture does have a recent history. In 2020, before the COVID pandemic, these sides met in the round of 32 of the Europa League. The first leg at Ibrox was a Rangers 3-2 win with a Hadji brace and then Aribo completing what was a comeback as they did trail 2-0 in that first leg. And then they travelled to Braga and sealed progression with a 1-0 win through Ryan Kent. Since then, Rangers have become champions for the first time in 10 years in the Scottish Premiership, and Braga are on the road to reach their first Europa League final since 2011. Carlos Carvajal is now their manager as well of Braga, who has had stints in Britain with Sheffield Wednesday and Swansea as well. But he has been in charge of Braga since the August of 2020. The unplanned change from Steven Gerrard to Giovanni van Bronckhorst has been a positive one, with only 3 losses in his first 28 matches, but have lost a grip of this season's title in the Old Firm last Sunday, where they were defeated by 2-1. With Europe now the focus for both sides, who will gain the advantage in the first leg of this highly anticipated Europa League quarter-final. It's a big game. Rangers are going to want to bounce back after Sunday of a disappointing Old Firm loss. You never want to lose an Old Firm, especially going into a big European tie, but Celtic aren't in Europe and Rangers are, so the bragging rights, they each have bragging rights of their own. Celtic are top of the league, Rangers are in the last 8 of Europe. Swings and roundabouts, but it's a big game. Like I say, these two have met in the last 2 years, in the 2019-2020 season, in the round of 32. Rangers came out on top, but like I say, that was a Rangers side under Steven Gerrard. That's now changed. Now Giovanni van Bronckhorst, who's now in charge. Like I say, 3 losses in his first 28 games as manager of Rangers, but 2 of those losses have come to Celtic. Meaning the bragging rights is with the green part of the rivalry, the green side of the rivalry, but that will be put to the back of their mind now. Full focus will be on this game, where they'll want to progress to the semi-finals. They did get to the UEFA Cup final, now rebranded into the Europa League final. The Rangers did get there in 2008, where they were beaten by Zenit in the final at the Etihad Stadium, actually, or back then it was called the City of Manchester Stadium. So they have got there before. Yes, it was in 2008, but can they get there again? We'll have to see. Stephen Davis, who is on the bench for Rangers tonight, was in that side in the 2008 final. So he'll be wanting to get there again. So will all the players. But a big loss. Alfredo Morelos out for the season. The Colombian, who's got an unbelievable record in Europe. He's Rangers' top goal scorer in European competitions, including qualifying games. He is out. I think it was a thigh injury. It was posted earlier on in the week on Rangers' social media pages that he is out for the season, and they do hope he can return for pre-season training for the next season. So a massive loss for Rangers. We're going to go through the lineups now. We're just under 7 minutes away from kick-off. Venom Mix here. It's been a while. It has been a while. I've been busy. I'm off now from college for 2 weeks, so I think I'm going to do the first and second leg of this tie, and then again, I don't know when the next one will be, unfortunately. Exams coming up. Stressful time, but we make time for the Europa League. Like I said, I'm a big advocate for the Europa League. I was not sure what my opinion was on the competition a few years ago, but now I've watched it for the last couple of years, really got into it. It's a really high quality competition, Europa League, and I really enjoy it. We've got other ties in the Europa League tonight as well. We've got West Ham, Lyon and Frankfurt, Barcelona. We'll keep an eye out on that fixture there, but our main focus, of course, is Braga Rangers. Leicester are also playing PSV in the Conference League, and Bodo Glimt is playing Roma as well. If you might remember, Bodo Glimt beat Roma 6-0, and they revisit once again in the quarterfinals of the Europa Conference League. So yeah, let me just see how the sound is sounding. Sounding all good to me. Okay, I'm going to go through the lineups very quickly now. Even though they are on screen, I'll go through them in a little bit more detail for Braga. Their goalkeeper, who did play in the last two meetings between Rangers, is Mateus, the Brazilian 6'2" goalkeeper, making his 40th appearance in all competitions for this season. A back three is going to be Fabiano Silva, Vitor Tormina, and David Carmo at the back as a back three. The only slight tweak that it may be, we'll have to see when this game starts, loanee from Manchester City, Jan Couto, the Brazilian right back, will either be playing right wing back or right centre back. So if on screen you see where the number 70 is and the number 2 is on the Braga side, that could change. We'll have to see when the game starts who plays where. In that midfield is Al Maserati, the Libyan central midfielder. He'll play alongside Andre Horta, the central midfielder, 25-year-old Portuguese international. And then left wing back, the man who's come out of nowhere, really, the 18-year-old Rodrigo Gomez. He's only making his 13th appearance in all competitions this season. He's got 4 appearances in the Europa League. It's now 5, and they've all come in these knockout games. So a quick rise into the first team for Rodrigo Gomez. And then their front three, the main danger, Ayori Medeiros, the Portuguese right winger, number 40. He's on 9 goals in all competitions for the season. On the left-hand side, left wing, is captain Ricardo Horta, brother of midfielder number 10, Andre Horta. He's the captain, 41 appearances so far this season, 19 goals. The captain is a big bagsman for Braga, and up front is Abel Ruiz as well. Spanish, 22 years of age, and he's on 2 goals for the Europa League season so far. And that is the Braga side. For Rangers, we've got Alan McGregor in goal. James Tavernier, the captain, at right back with Connor Galton. And Leon Balogun has been chosen ahead of Borna Barisic. That means Calvin Bassey plays left back, the number 22, the aged 22 left back. And then the midfield three, they've changed it up a little bit. Joe Rebo and Aaron Ramsey will drop to the bench, and it will be Glenn Kamara playing with Ryan Jack and John Lundstrom in a 4-2-3-1, a 4-3-3 system. If anyone plays higher up, it will be Glenn Kamara pushing into an attacking midfield role. They brought in Scott Arfield on the right as well, experienced Canadian, now at the age of 33. On the left is Ryan Kent, who scored at this stadium the last time Rangers came here in a 1-0 win in the second leg. And up front, to replace what seems like the irreplaceable Alfredo Morelos, but he's going to have to be replaced for the rest of the season, and it is Fashion Sakala. Plays up front, can play on the left as well. He's got 10 goals so far this season, signed from KV Oostend in Belgium for this season. He's not scored yet in Europe so far. Could tonight be the night where he breaks that and he can get his first goal in Europe? As you can see, the substitutes are on the bottom of your screen right there. So if you want to have a look, you can. Main names for Rangers, Amad Diallo's on the bench from United on loan, and Ramsey's on the bench, Aribo as well. And Barisic, the left back, is on the bench. Calvin Bassey preferred, but he is becoming a starting main figurehead in the Rangers team. Calvin Bassey, the man signed from Leicester last season. So as the players walk out in the Estadio Municipal de Braga, that is the Portuguese name for the stadium. I think it's Stadium Town de Braga in English. I think Municipal means town, and it is the 7th largest football stadium in Portugal. It's a very nice scenic ground with Ryan Kent, the last to appear. They've got the flares going. They've got the banners out Braga as the Rangers players walk out. That is quite the intimidating background. It's great. I can't wait. It's going to be a fantastic occasion for Braga tonight. And it'll be even better if they can nick a win against Rangers, as they've got to go and face the Ibrox crowd. Not the easiest crowd to face, is it? As Rangers are in their home strip, as the camera pans across the two teams. Two teams come in with different confidence levels. Obviously, we know Rangers are coming in from the back of a 2-1 loss in the Old Firm derby. But Braga are coming to this game after a home 3-2 victory against Benfica, one of the leading teams in Portugal. They got a 3-2 win against them on the weekend, and that'll just ooze confidence in this Braga team. But I don't think Rangers will dwell too much on the loss to Celtic, because they know they've got a job on here and they've got to do it right. And if they don't, they'll be out this competition. Europa League, or UEFA, think that Braga are going for a 4 at the back, but I highly doubt that. They've been playing the majority of the games this season with a 3, so I highly doubt they would change that. in one of probably the biggest games of their season so far for Braga tonight. I'll keep up to date with the other Europa League games. We've already had Atalanta against Leipzig played. Leipzig at home for the first leg. They drew 1-1. As the two captains here unite, James Tavernier of Rangers and Ricardo Horta of Braga, the left winger, the number 21. He's been at the club now since 2017, the Portuguese man. To the left of the stands, it is empty. There is a lot of hill, a lot of mountain. And next to this ground, the ball to the right is actually held up on a mountain. Like I say, if you want to visit a stadium abroad, I think Braga's going to be up there. It's, like I say, scenic and different, to say the least. You know, it has its own style, being so in such a different place to where stadiums usually are. Eintracht Frankfurt and Barcelona is currently underway. This one is close to kicking off. Everyone here can like and subscribe. That'd be fantastic. Next week for the second leg, I will also be commentating on that as well. That'll be same time, 8 o'clock, 7 days' time. So make sure you're here for that. We've got a full Italian setup for the officials. The main man, the referee, being David Massa. As Rangers will be kicking from left to right, Braga right to left for this first half, and it'll be a Rangers kick-off with Ryan Kent. Just waiting for the officials to get ready, to get in place, and for the referee's whistle to go. Massive night for Braga, even bigger for Rangers. Like I say, they're aiming to get to a Europa League final for the first time since 2008. Just waiting for the referee's whistle. We've got a little bit of a delay to kick off. Like I say, we've got the arm up from the fourth official. The whistle blows from the referee. Does it? Yes, it does. Only the Rangers players take the knee. Braga stand and unite. There is no room for racism or any form of discrimination in the game or society as well. As the referee does blow the whistle, we kick off with Ryan Kent going back to Connor Goldson, sending it down the right channel up towards Sakala. Loses the header on Mosrati, and it falls back to Ryan Jack on halfway. And Rangers have possession for now as we start this game. Leon Balogun poking it forward towards Sakala. Lets it go through him, and here is Sakala. Gets brought down by the centre-back of Carnamo. Nothing given by the referee, but Rangers win it back with a throw-in. Calvin Bassey tackling the Braga winger there. As we get the timer underway. And it's Rangers on the ball. Connor Goldson going back to Alan McGregor, making his 100th European competition appearance tonight for Rangers. Unbelievable stat for Alan McGregor. That does include qualifying as Ken gets sent away here down the left-hand side. Kuto's chasing. He plays inside towards Sakala, made the wrong run. He went in behind. Kent played it down the channel, and it's picked up, and it's now with Andre Horta. Almudrati back to Horta. Good 1-2 between the two Braga central midfielders, and the space wide left here. It's with the left wing-back Rodrigo Gomez. He's got the overlap of Ricardo Horta. Goes into his brother, Andre Horta. Sees a switch towards the right-hand side on the edge of the box. Brought down here by the number 45, Ayuri Medeiros. Left foot, cross into the box, headed away by Goldson. Just down by Kamara. Jack to Lundstrom, forward towards Kamara. Gets there ahead of Andre Horta and can send it down the left-hand side to Sakala. Will give chase against Fabiano Silva, who's bundled down by Sakala. And I think it'll just be a throw-in, though, for the Portuguese side. I know it'll be a free kick. Just get pushing the back there. Fabiano Silva is playing right centre-back as well. There's rumours that he might have been playing right wing-back, but Jan Kuto, on the left-hand side of your screen, the lineups, he's right wing-back, and Fabiano Silva is right centre-back. As the number 16, David Carmo, who's playing central centre-back for Braga. It's now with Al Mosrati, the Libyan international. He's got the one goal so far in the Europa League this season against Ludogorets in Group stage game number 4. It's a great ball out wide. What a take as well by Rodrigo Gomez, the left wing back, the number 57. 1-on-1 with Tavernier. Right foot, low cross, cleared away by Goldson. And it will be chased down, and it will be played back to David Carmo by Vitor Tormina. The left-sided centre-back, Tormina, the Brazilian international. Down the line by Couto for Medeiros to chase. Gets ahead of Balogun, looks to cut inside. Good tackle by the Nigerian. Played forward by Bassi, laid off to Kent. Jack forward to Sakala. Touch is poor. Kamara will give chase, but it will be Carmo to try and work it out wide left. But it's a wayward pass by the centre-half. And it'll be a throw-in to Rangers on their right-hand side in their own half. It'll be James Tavernier to throw back to Lundstrom. And a pass once more into Connor Goldson. Appearance number 50 for the season in all competitions for Goldson. He played every minute of every game of last season. He is forever present in the Rangers' back four. Signed back in 2018 from Brighton. And he's still on the ball here in the Rangers' half as it's 3.5 minutes in. It's Lundstrom. A long ball over the top. Searching for Arfield or Sakala, but he'll be headed back by David Carmo to the goalkeeper. Mateus, who's got the 3 clean sheets in 9 Europa League appearances so far this season. The Brazilian goalkeeper, been at the club now since 2014. He's on the ball now in his box, chased down by Sakala. Lift the ball towards the right wing back, Jan Couto. He heads it back to Fabiano Silva, the 22-year-old makeshift right centre back. Back to his goalkeeper. Clears up the field. Good header won by Balogun. Straight to the feet of Arfield. Sees Kent in the box. He's in behind. Can he get a shot away? Keeper comes out. Falls to Sakala. Cleared. And it'll trickle away for a corner for Rangers. First big chance. Goes to the Jers. And it's Ryan Kent who got in behind. His touch was a little bit heavy, but the keeper was out quick. Well found by Arfield. He was onside. Fabiano Silva, the right centre-back, caught out of position. And Kent brought it down actually really nicely. It was a difficult ball to bring down, but the keeper came out really bravely. Got 2 strong hands to it. Then Sakala's shot was just a little bit wide and had to be cleared in the end by the Braga centre-half. First chance to Rangers. It'll be James Tavernier with a right-footed in-swinging ball. Got the likes of Balogun, who scored a header in the first leg in the last round against Red Star Belgrade. Tavernier, it's a deep one towards Lundstrom. Too much on it for the former Sheffield United central midfielder. They'll go all the way for a throw-in for Braga on the opposite side. A little bit frustrated with himself there, James Tavernier. We know how good he is from set pieces. The former Newcastle right back spent youth time at Leeds for 7 years. James Tavernier from 2001 to 2008, and then jumped to Newcastle from 2008 to 2014. As Jan Couto, the right wing back on loan from Manchester City, enters the Rangers half. He's burst now. He's got loads of room down this right-hand side. He's got support of Fabiano Silva, who's got forward. Pulls it back. Foot out by Lundstrom to clear. Not too far away. Here's Al Maserati. Andre Horta goes for a long-range strike. That's a little bit poor there from the central midfielder, number 10. Got bags of ability, Andre Horta. But he has only got 1 goal so far this season in 35, previously to today's game. So shooting from 35 yards out maybe isn't the smartest of options. As Rangers play out from the back. Lundstrom forward towards the halfway line to Kent. Poor ball picked up by Jan Couto. Al Maserati looks for the Brazilian right wing back. Gets there and keeps it in. Tackled by Bassi. It's now Lundstrom to Ryan Jack in the left back area. Firm ball into Ryan Kent. Tries to drive inside. Tackled by the midfielder Al Maserati in the Rangers half. And it's now Braga on the ball. It's to central centre back David Carmo. Fabiano Silva. In the Braga half, he's been forced back to his own goalkeeper by the press of Fashion Sakala. Like I say, 3rd starts in 7 appearances now in the Europa League for the backup striker, who's going to have to be used for the rest of the season as Alfredo Morelos is out for the season. Long ball forward, in behind the Rangers defence. Rodrigo Gomez, the left wing back, will give chase and will get there in the final third. Looks to go the long way around James Tavernier, but he was never going to get around the strong right back. And that'll go for a Rangers goal kick. There is space in behind the Rangers defence for sure, but Tavernier does have the pace to deal with any player in Europe, really. He's got bags of pace. As Rangers again Common theme playing out from the back, but it's Galton with a longer ball forward towards Kamara, picked up by Al-Mazrati. Andre Horta completes a 1-2, gets Medeiros in behind, looks for a back heel, and it's not far away. Braga win early in. Rangers clear, not too far away though. Fabiano Silva looks for a switch out wide left, asking too much of Rodrigo Gomez there, the 5'7" young Portuguese international. It's a Rangers throw in just under 8 minutes in. It's Braga 0, Rangers 0. First leg of this Europa League quarter-final. All the other games have started, the quarter-finals. Oh, and the keeper's down. Holding or touching his right hamstring. The Braga goalkeeper, Mateus, the Brazilian, is down. He's won 3 trophies so far in his time at Braga. Left Brazil in 2014 for Braga. That's been his only other club in his career. Braga made his debut for this club at the age of 2014. He just went down, sitting. He's now laid down. Physios are on, trying to sort out that right hamstring. He seems in a lot of discomfort. They're thinking it may be from that strong, brave tackle he made on Ryan Kent. I'm not sure though. Nothing. Is it maybe his knee from the collision? He's been helped up. Thanks to everyone who's here. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be a massive help. If you want to put any score predictions in the chat, you can do. Or what you think is going to happen in this game. Just under 9 minutes in, we've had a long-range strike from Braga and a good chance for Rangers getting in behind the defence, but it was a fantastic shot from the currently injured goalkeeper, Mateus. Backup keeper on the bench is Thiago Sá, 27 years of age. He's only made 5 appearances so far in all competitions. Doesn't look like he will be able to continue for now, the first team Braga goalkeeper, as there was a little bit of a discomfort look on him and his manager, Carlos Carvajal. As we're back underway with Bassi, down to Kent on halfway. Takes it away from Al-Mazrati. Oh, and he goes past another. Great skill from Kent. Sees Arfield on the right-hand side of the box. Gets it. Across goal. Deflects. Asks for a handball. Doesn't get it. Braga clear in the end. But they're given a free kick on the edge of the box as Kent handballed it as they tried to clear a first time. There was calls for a handball for the Arfield cross. It was well worked by Kent. Got past Al-Mazrati, and I think he got past Andre Horta as well. But as Rodrigo Gomez tried to clear, it came off the arm of Ryan Kent. And we'll get back underway. Goalkeeper's on the ball. The man who was just down injured momentarily, but he's back now. Fashion Sakala pressing again. Arfield pokes out for a throw-in after tackling Vitor Tormina from behind. Throwing down the line. Galton will clear up. And it'll be another throw-in towards the halfway line for Braga. With Tormina again. Vitor Tormina, the left centre-half. He's played all minutes in the knockout stages of the Europa League this season. Throws it down the line. Touched inside. Ryan Jack again. Volleys it out for another throw-in in the same area on the halfway line. Tormina with another throw-in. Again, poked out by Lundstrom. It'll be another throw-in for Braga, this time getting it ahead of Ricardo Horta, the top goal scorer this season for Braga in all competitions and the league. He's got 15 in the league. Up towards Abel Ruiz. Poor clearance by Tavernier. Balogun can't head it away as Abel Ruiz tries to get it away from Balogun, but he recovers with a nice tackle. It's a little bit congested in the Rangers midfield as Ryan Jack comes out of it and clears it with the left boot up towards Sakala. Poor touch and it falls to Al-Mazrati. Plays it down the channel. A try to great interception by Ryan Jack. And Rangers can try and bring it away. Inside to Kamara. First time pass looking for Jack again. Picked up by Medeiros. 1-2 with Andre Horta. And they work it wide left Braga on the halfway line to Vitor Tormina. The centre-back, 20 people in the stream. Thank you very much. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be fantastic. And second leg commentary coming next week. No goals as of yet in the other ties. Ball forward for Braga. Controlled calmly by Balogun. Not the most convincing of clearances. It's headed back towards Balogun. Over the head of him to Medeiros. Great striker play by Abel Ruiz. Medeiros tried to feed it through to Ricardo Horta, but it's brought away by Tavernier. Pokes it to Ryan Jack. Looks out wide to Kent. This play will continue with the former Liverpool man on the left-hand side. And lays it back into Calvin Bassi, formerly of Leicester. He's got full 90-minute appearances in his last 6 in the Europa League. Calvin Bassi becoming a stalwart player in this Rangers side in Europe and in the league as well. It's back with goalkeeper Alan McGregor. Lays it off into Goldson in the right-back area. Swings it down the line. Header won by the Braga centre-back, David Carmo. The number 16 came through the Benfica youth system for 2 years, from 2011 to 2013. As Tavernier throws it down the line, in behind, Sakala gets there ahead of Carmo on the right, waiting for support. He's got Arfield with him, Kamara in the box, takes it down the byline, pulls it across, and it has to be cleared away by Fabiano Silva. And it's a corner for Rangers. Great throwing by Tavernier down the line, getting in behind David Carmo, and Fashion Sakala is not slow. He's quick. Got there ahead of him. Had support from Arfield and Kamara. Aimed for Kamara in the box. He was free, but didn't quite get a good enough connection. He was a little bit scuffed in the end by the striker. But he wins a corner. And Rangers won't complain. It's already 2-0 to Rangers in terms of corners. As Kent is going to play it short to Tavernier. Gets it in. Deflects off Gomez. And it's cleared for a throw-in. Didn't quite work as they would have wanted to, Rangers. Kent rolled it into Tavernier for a bit of a better angle, but it was shut down pretty quickly by Rodrigo Gomez, and he cleared for a throw-in towards the corner flag. It's a Braga throw-in. So it must have come off Tavernier last. Tavernier crossed it off Gomez, then back off Tavernier. Flicked down the line by the head of a Braga player. It's now cleared by Andre Horta up towards the head of Balogun. Aims towards Arfield. Flicks it onto Kamara, who's drifted wide right. What can he do with it now? Aiming towards the corner flag. Pulls it in towards Tavernier, who's in the box. Again towards the byline like Sakala. And he finds Sakala. Oh, touch is a little bit too heavy. Maserati can clear the Braga midfielder. Up towards Abel Ruiz. Medeiros. Bit of a slice clearance. It falls to Arfield, who looked to Tavernier, but it's had to be dealt with by the number 3, Vitor Tormina. Thank you to everyone who has decided to tune into this commentary. Hope you're enjoying it. Good start for Rangers, under 15 minutes in. They've had the better chance so far with Kent in the box. But it was well dealt with and saved by the goalkeeper. Balogun adventures into the Braga half, looks for Kent in behind. It's well dealt with by Jan Couto, the loanee from Manchester City. And it's up forward by the goalkeeper, headed forward by Ryan Jack towards Kamara. Doesn't win the header on Al Maserati, but Lundstrom takes control, nods it in to Arfield. Sakala, back to Tavernier. Rangers getting a foothold in this game. Ryan Jack towards the left-hand side. Finds Italian-born Calvin Bassi. Dinks in behind. Arfield nods it in towards Kamara. Battling with Andre Horta. Horta deals with it well, but Lundstrom gets it off Ricardo Horta. Lundstrom on the edge. Lays it off into Kent. Looking for a shot, but goes across to Jack as he calmly plays it out to the left-back Bassi. Crossing towards Sakala. Doesn't win the header. It's on the edge of the box. Can it be dealt with? It can be by Ricardo Horta, the captain. And it's Abel Ruiz to give chase. And he's fouled the Rangers centre-back there, the Spanish forward. And it's a free kick in the Rangers half for the Gers. Abel Ruiz protesting his innocence, the striker. The former Barcelona man who he joined from in 2020. He was at Barcelona, Abel Ruiz, for 8 years. Made the one appearance for Barcelona. Kent on the left as we get back underway. Takes on a Braga defender with step-overs, but then he loses out Kamara. Ricardo Horta on the halfway, through the legs of Arfield. Good skill from the winger. He's looking wide left to Rodrigo Gomez, the young left wing back, 18 years of age. Getting towards the final third here, Braga. Andre Horta, who is brother of Ricardo Horta, who's on the left wing. Works it out wide right to Jan Couto. Medeiros, left foot, cross, headed away by Goldson. Up to Ryan Jack. Sees a bit of space down the right for Sakala, and he will get there. No, he won't. Good strong tackle, actually, in the end, by the number 16, David Carmo. Thought Sakala was going to get there first, but a big, strong slide challenge from Carmo, the centre-back, stopped Sakala in his tracks. Still 0-0 in all other Europa League ties, other than the earlier game played where Leipzig drew 1-1 with Atalanta. Now it's Rangers in possession at the back with Connor Goldson. Spent his youth career at Shrewsbury. His contract does expire, Connor Goldson, in May of this year. They are looking to get that sorted. He's a key player for Rangers. His pass is a little heavy, but Ryan Jack does get to it and finds Scott Arfield, the Livingston-born winger who has his citizenship with Canada, and he plays for them on an international level. Ryan Jack heads it forward to Sakala, lays it off into Glenn Kamara. Good play from Rangers. Some good triangle play. Kent down the line to Kamara. Turns Fabiano Silva and brought down by the makeshift right centre-back in the back three. And that will be a free kick for Rangers on the left. Gets away with a booking there. Fabiano Silva, who's been promoted to the first team this season. He's been part of their B team previously, Fabiano Silva. But this is a fantastic area for Rangers to get a cross in. 18.5 minutes in, Kent's over it, so is James Tavernier. It's on the far left, so no chance for a shot, but a cross with the right bounce could definitely turn towards goal. They've got height, they've got aerial threat in their side, Rangers, the likes of Connor Goldson and Leon Balogun as well. An in-swinging ball from Tavernier could be the one to get it towards goal. Right arm raised of Tavernier, one-man war for Braga. Tavernier to cross it, headed away to the edge of the box to Ryan Jack on the right. Gets there. Got support of Lundstrom. Back to the Braga goal. He just lays it off towards the halfway line to Calvin Bassey. A switch on to Goldson, who stayed upfield. He brings it down. Very nicely done by the centre-back, keeping it forward for Rangers. It's Kent, who's looked lively. He's took on a few players early on with some step-overs and quick speed. Goldson, poor pass. Cut out by Abel Ruiz. It's now Medeiros, the right winger. Left-footed ball in behind, looking for Abel Ruiz. Bassey's going to get there ahead of him and just follows the good motto of if in doubt, get it out. Wasn't messing there. Calvin Bassey, the number 3, just cleared it towards the left-hand side. It's a throw-in for Braga in their final third. Maybe the left centre-half, Tormina, to go over and take. Like I say, Braga do come into this game full of confidence. A 3-2 win at home to Benfica. It's not the easiest thing to do in the Liga NOS. Fabiano Silva, again, 35 yards out, looking like he's about to pull the trigger. Thought better. And it's now with central centre-half, David Carmo. The central centre-back who does have a €40 million release clause. Making his 50th appearance. David Carmo for Braga tonight. Been at the club since 2015. So since his teenage years, David Carmo, who's still on the ball now, sees a bit of space down the left-hand side, but no Braga player made the run. Abel Ruiz is putting a thumbs up the striker, who probably could have attacked that space. But it's now with Alan McGregor, the Scottish international goalkeeper. High press here from Braga. He goes to his left to Leon Balogun. Appearance number 30 for the season in all competitions for the centre-half. Bassey tries to scoop towards Kent. Cut out by Medeiros. Cleared by Goldson. Again, not very convincing, but Lundstrom helps him out. Kent, header away to Sakala. Can he get there ahead of Fabiano Silva? He can, and Kamara, tried to get away. He's been brought down, but he continues with Sakala on the left. He's got support. He plays it off Silva and wins a corner. That was a very dangerous challenge, and it is a yellow. Kamara nearly broke away there, but he was cynically brought down there by David Carmo. That €40 million release clause. Don't think anyone's taking that up with that challenge. Kamara got on the loose ball, and that is a dirty challenge. It really is. Got nothing of the ball, took both his legs out. Kamara went absolutely flying, and rightly given yellow card for David Carmo. Play did continue because Sakala was away on the left, but his cross came to nothing. He did win a corner for his side. Kamara is back on his feet, and they will take the corner. It'll be Tavernier, whose last one was a little bit overhit, went over the head of John Lundstrom, who was the furthest back at the far post. But that's their central centre-half now. Braga on a booking. And it's Tavernier with a cross. It's deep again overhit. Goal kick this time. The goalkeeper wants to try and take it quickly and opts against it. That's 2 corners for James Tavernier, and they've both been overhit. But like I say, that counter-attack was so nearly on for Kamara. Did continue in the end with Sakala, like I say, but his cross was not very convincing, to say the least. He kind of just scuffed at it, and thankfully for him, it took a deflection and a corner he gained, but nothing came out of the corner. It's back with the goalkeeper, Mateus, getting pressed by Kent. Spending a lot of time on this ball and just about gets it to Jan Couto, the right wing back. Down the line it goes to Fabiano Silva, who's got forward from his centre-back role. Out-muscling Sakala for now. And wins a free kick as he was a pull-back by Sakala. On the right centre-back, Fabiano Silva, who's probably lucky to not have a booking himself. He was the one who fouled on the left-hand side as well from a free kick previously. Still no goals between Eintracht Frankfurt, Barcelona and West Ham Lyon. No goals here in the first 23.5 minutes. But we've had the chances. Rangers have probably been the better side. Braga yet to have a real chance on at goal. Not testing McGregor as of yet. Andre Horta down the left-hand side. He's got Rodrigo Gomez in support and plays it to him. And plays it back to Ricardo Horta, the main goal-scoring player for Braga. On the halfway line, they've played it over to the right centre-back, Fabiano Silva. Now Jan Couto, the right wing-back. Early cross into the corridor of uncertainty. It goes all the way across to Gomez, pulls it in towards Abel Ruiz. It falls to Horta off the post. And away it goes. Arfield needs to clear. He does do so. Now that is the first big chance of the game. Ryan Kent's chance was big, but it was stopped very quickly by the goalkeeper. That one was close. A great early cross by Couto. Put it in a dangerous area. Abel Ruiz was tackled by Galton, and his tackle fell right to the feet of Horta, and that is Ricardo Horta, the left winger, the man who's been scoring all the goals for Braga, off the inside of the post through the legs of Tavernier, and away they got it. Rangers, big chance, and the captain nearly scoring his 20th goal of the season in all competitions. That is a big chance. Not taken. 0-0 still. 2 chances in this game, 1 apiece. But that one was huge. Very big chance off the inside of the post. Rangers survive. It's back with Braga already. With Carmo playing it back to Mateus, the goalkeeper. Clearly shaking off that injury he picked up earlier on in the game. It looked like he was holding his knee or hamstring. Al-Musrati, forward to Abel Ruiz, back to goal, holding it up against Galton, back to Al-Musrati, and the space down the left again for Ricardo Horta. He's just hit the post a minute ago. Can he cause more danger? Cross towards the far post. Couto chests it down and lays it off into Medeiros on the edge. Can he work a left-footed shot? Lays it off into Andre Horta. Silva, Medeiros, it needs to be cleared. Horta with the shot, deflects into the bottom corner. Rangers are asking for a foul. The referee's not giving it. And Andre Horta, the central midfielder, sends the Braga bench into pandemonium. It's a deflected strike. I'm not sure if it'll go down as an own goal or an Andre Horta finish, but he snuck it into the bottom left corner, avoiding the post. And after his brother, Ricardo, just hit the post, this time his younger brother, Andre Horta, he squeezed it into the bottom left corner via a deflection. Medeiros played it into Andre Horta, got it into Fabiano Silva. He was tackled by Ryan Jack and he stayed down, and that's where they're asking for the free kick. Poke to Horta, and I think it was going to go in anyway. Tavernier definitely made sure it was going in. The Rangers players are asking for a free kick on Ryan Jack from Fabiano Silva. The referee's been told to go and have a look. The screen's out. Let's have a look. So as Ryan Jack pokes it away, he gets caught. For me, that's a foul on Ryan Jack. As the ball was played by Andre Horta towards Fabiano Silva in the box, Ryan Jack pokes it away. That's got to be a free kick. I think he's given it. Goal disallowed. Rest bite for Rangers. They survive, but rightly so. Like I say, on the edge of the box, Andre Horta got it and looked to try and play in Fabiano Silva, who got into the box. By the way, he's playing right centre-half and he's in the box. Shows how positive Braga is. Like I say, and as he's got the ball, Ryan Jack's halted his progress into the box, pokes it away, and Fabiano Silva just stamps on the right ankle or the left ankle of Ryan Jack. And the goal came from that. So it's been rightly disallowed, though. Definitely disallowed. Fabiano Silva fouling Ryan Jack in the box, and it's still 0-0. Carlos Carvajal, the Braga manager, is shaking his head, disagreeing. But if you're watching the game and you've seen it, or you're not seeing the game and you've taken my word for it, it was a foul. He stamped on his ankle once the ball had been cleared by Ryan Jack. Good decision by the Italian official, David Massa, and a good decision by Paolo Valeri, the VAR man in control at the minute. We're nearly at 50 viewers. This is mental. If you could all like and subscribe, that'd be amazing. Great to see this amount of numbers. I can always rely on Rangers bringing in the numbers for the streams. Fantastic numbers. Thanks to everyone who's liking and subscribing. It does help massively. Try and get my career out there and on the roll. As we're back underway with a McGregor free kick up towards Sakala, headed on towards Kent in the final third. Yankuto, the right wing back, can only hurry it away with a slice clearance. And it'll be Calvin Bassi to take the throw in, the left back, who was born in Italy, like I mentioned before, in Aosta in Italy. And he was moved from there and born, and well, not born, he was born in Italy, but raised in London. As he lifts it into Jack, nods it down into Kent on the right-hand side. It'll be a double blow for Braga if Rangers could knock a goal in. Bassi. Down the left, can he keep it in? No, just loses it. Runs out of pitch in the end. It'll be a Braga throw-in on their right-hand side. Lucky there from Calvin Bassi, who made his first 2 Nigerian appearances in the recent international break in March. Thrown by Kuto back to his goalkeeper. Goes wide left into Carmo. Down the line, picked up by Lundstrom, poor touch show, and it can be played forward or attempted to be played forward by Andre Horta, but it's blocked by Lundstrom. Andre Horta thought he'd put Braga 1-0 up, but nope. Disallowed. Al-Musrati clears, the Libyan central midfielder, headed forward by Bassi, but only as far as the goal scorer Andre Horta, who had his goal disallowed. He works it to Medeiros, down the right to Kuto, given chase to by Kent. Great side challenge by the winger, doing his defensive duties with a sufficient amount of success, and that'll be a corner for Braga. Like I say, good call by the referee to disallow that goal, because it was disallowed. Great, mate. So come on, Rangers. Thank you very much. If you are new, like and subscribe. Does help out more than you could believe. It really does. Trying to get to 1,000. We're a bit off, but you know, one day. Medeiros plays it short. Horta puts it in. It's towards Carmo. Can he work a shot? Cleared by Sakala. And Rangers can try and break out. It's Fabiano Silva, the man who fouled Ryan Jack to get the goal disallowed. Jan Kuto on halfway now with Braga as they look to rebuild from the back after Rangers were able to clear their corner. And again, they look to try and break the lines, and they do get it through the Rangers attack, and it is now Ayuri Medeiros, Ricardo Horta, in behind for Abel Ruiz, headed away by Goldson, and Bassi can't avoid the corner. Be another set piece for Braga. And thankfully, it is quite easy to recognise the man who's currently on the corner, Ayuri Medeiros, because he's got face protection on currently. Not sure why. He's had it for the whole game. It's not happened during the game, but he puts a left foot in, swinging ball in up towards Carmo. It's in the sky, headed forward. Is there a hand there from Rangers? Al-Musrati shoots, blocked, and Ryan Jack clears, and he aims it towards Kent, who's in behind. Great touch forward. Can he get into the box? He's on the edge of the box. He's in the box on the left foot. Can't work a strike. Good defended by Jan Kuto, the loanee from Manchester City. He works it down the right to Ayuri Medeiros. Looks to try and play Abel Ruiz in behind, but had to check his run as he thought he was offside. And he goes all the way through to Alan McGregor. Very close for Kent, though. We know he's absolutely rapid. And he has scored here before in a 1-0 win back in 2020. It was on the 26th of February on a Wednesday. Rangers only had 33% possession, but they were going into that second leg with a 3-2 lead. And then Kent nicked a goal in the 61st minute. And they got through to the round of 16, their Rangers, where they came up against Bayer Leverkusen and were knocked out in the end. Ball up towards Kent, pushed in the back, and that'll be a free kick for Rangers just in their own half, as we're just over 32 minutes in. Please, Kent. I'm telling you, a Kent goal on the counter-attack wouldn't shock me. He's not been on it for goals, though, this season, which has surprised me, Ryan Kent. He's only got 2 goals in 36 appearances in all competitions so far, now 37 appearances, but he does have 1 goal and 3 assists in the Europa League knockout so far this season, so he does rise to the occasion. He plays a ball inwards to Ryan Jack, through to Sakala, 1-on-1 with the defender, works a left-footed shot, over the bar. Snatched at it a little bit there, Fashion Sakala. But it was well worked by Kent, inside to Ryan Jack, who strided forward, got it into Sakala. Great touch out of his feet onto his left foot, but blazed it well over the crossbar. But both sides looking confident. Rangers will definitely feel confident taking either a draw or a slender lead to Ibrox, that's for sure. Even maybe a 1-0 trailing defeat wouldn't be the worst for Rangers, because you know what the effect Ibrox can have is Braga are in the Rangers half in the right back area with Jan Couto. Al-Mazrati goes back to the halfway to David Carmo, the Portuguese 6'5" centre half. Did pretty much miss the whole of 2021. David Carmo with a ankle fracture, as he loses out there with Jan Couto on the right, and Rangers can try and get it away with Bassi. Sends it down the left channel. Sakala can't get there ahead of Tormina. And Braga win a free kick. Kent cynically brings down the right-sided centre-half, as on his right arm, the Braga manager does have a armband saying, I think it's "Stop the War" or something to do with Ukraine, which is great to see. Obviously, it's horrendous what's going on out there, and we hope it does stop soon, as there's been a ball played up towards Iori Medeiros, but always going to get there. Alan McGregor, like I say, 100th European appearance for Rangers tonight. That includes qualifying. What a record. McGregor now age 40 years of age. 41st appearance in this competition. 2 of them he made for Hull as well. A competition they got to when they got to the FA Cup final back in 2014. Kent brought down in his own half by Jan Couto, and that will be a free kick for the Gers. Do my research for this game during the week, as I always do, for my matches, and I found out, interestingly enough, I found this in a few pages, so it is legitimate facts. The former owner of Braga, Antunes Guimarães, made the switch in 1945 for Braga to play in red and white, as he was a well-known Arsenal fan and travelled to the games. So they were founded in 1921. In the first 20 years of their club's history, they wore green, and then their owner, who was a big Arsenal fan, switched it to red and white. So if you didn't know that, you do know that now. And Ryan Jack has gone down. We know he has injury issues. He's been booked for the challenge he's just made. Braga were bursting through the Rangers half with Al-Mazrati. It's a really mistimed challenge by Ryan Jack, and he's stayed down after the challenge he's put on Al-Mazrati. But like I say, Ricardo Horta hit the post, and then in around the 20th minute, and a couple minutes later, his brother had the ball in the back of the net, Andre Horta, but he was disallowed for a foul in the build-up to the goal. Ryan Jack saying his left knee's in a little bit of pain, even though he was the one who made the challenge. It's a poor one as well. He mistimed it badly. Still, no goals in the other ties, as Al-Mazrati is still down, the Libyan midfielder. Well, like I say, thanks to everyone who is here. This is mental numbers for me, by the way, the amount of people in the stream. If you are new, please like, subscribe. If you could comment on my commentary, maybe. Anything I can improve. Obviously nothing malicious, but, I always take constructive criticism for sure. But yeah, this is amazing numbers. So I hope you're enjoying it, because it's a big game. And even though, I'm not saying I'm a Rangers fan, but I do have a big soft spot for Rangers. I have enjoyed their journey in the last couple of years in Europe under Gerrard now being taken over by Giovanni van Bronckhorst. As it's a free kick for Braga, quite far out, but they could definitely lift this in the box. Al-Mazrati is okay to continue. Not sure where Ryan Jack is, but they go short. Crossed in by Ricardo Horta, and it's just glanced behind by Leon Balogun for a corner for Braga. David Massa, the referee, seeing it took a flick off Balogun. Yeah, it did do so, just glanced off his head. It'll be an in-swinger again by Ayori Medeiros on this Braga right-hand side. It's a dangerous ball in, flicked away by Sakala. It will go all the way through for a Braga throw-in. Good header that by the striker. He was in an area where someone could have got on the end of that. Throwing in the box towards Horta. That's Ricardo Horta. Not dealt with well by Rangers. Ryan Jacku is back on the field. Can head away and helped away by Arfield. Sakala gives chase, but it's well dealt with. Very well dealt with by Vitor Tormina. Jan Kuto for Braga as they come forward. Ayori Medeiros. One-on-one with Bassi. Plays it inside to Fabiano Silva. Can he work across? He lifts it up towards Abel Ruiz. Not much you can do with that. And Rangers can deal with it. Trying to send away Kent on the left. Can't be found by Sakala. I can be a moderator. If I see you in the chat a little bit more and you're in a few more streams in the future, then you can get it. I don't just give it out straight away. Only Venomix is the one who chatted in before. I think it's the only one who's got it. And a few of my mates. So if I see you in a few more future streams, which aren't often anymore because I'm busy with college, then I can give it you, that's for sure. Yeah, I'll remember that. But no, thanks for offering. That's fine. But I just need to see that you know, I can trust you with it. It's Braga still try and get this goal. It's fell through to Abel Ruiz! Goal for Braga, and this one should stand. The Spaniard, who has lacked goals this season, has scored at a very important time for Braga. They went 1-0 up not long ago through Andre Horta, the central midfielder. That was disallowed. But this one should stand, and it's advantage Braga. They were pressurising the Rangers' defence for the last 5 minutes just before half-time, seeing if they could find a gap, find a way through, and they did. Down the right-hand side, they got it to the right wing-back, Jan Kuto, drilled it in towards Medeiros, came off the back of his leg, and deflected off Balogun into Abel Ruiz in the box. Left-footed touch, right-footed shot, got it away before Connor Goldson could block. Pinpoint accurate finish into the bottom right corner, away from Alan McGregor, who dived, but didn't dive far enough to stop it. And 5 minutes before the break, it's Braga 1, Rangers 0. Abel Ruiz with the goal. Only 22 years of age, the striker. But he's rised to the big occasion in this Europa League quarter-final. Lundstrom tries to send away Sakala on the right. Falls to Arfield. Lundstrom. We're back underway. And Rangers go behind for a second time, but this one has stood. Good ball inside by Jan Kuto. Did deflect off Medeiros and Calvin Bassi before getting to Abel Ruiz. But real strikers. Class. With that finish, literally left-footed touch, right-footed shot, right into that corner. In between the post and goalkeeper. And an important goal. Very important goal for Braga as they go 1-0 up in this Europa League quarter-final. 75 people. This is amazing on the stream, by the way. Crazy. Thanks to everyone who's here. As we're near half-time, ball over the top. Will McGregor come and collect? It's just inside his area, and he will be able to collect. Only goal so far in the 3 games being played at the minute. It's Balogun in the left-back area. Turns back towards McGregor, and he lays it off into the goalkeeper, who has to clear first time with his weaker foot. Ryan Jack helps it on. It will be given chase to by Sakala. Can't be cleared by Braga. Kamara can't keep it. It's now forward. And then one back, and it comes off the referee on the halfway. But there's an offside anyway from Rangers previously. There, Tom, who's just put in a chat. I can see it, but he's just got bad language, so I'm going to hide it. I've got nothing bad about your comment. He's basically said, absolutely rubbish defending again, and McGregor should have saved it. He used swear words. I just don't know who's watching, so I'm going to hide it. But like I say, nothing against your comment. I can tell you're a Rangers fan, but I'm just going to hide it, just because I don't like bad language because I just don't know who's watching age-wise. But yeah, poor defending definitely from Balogun, who was caught on his toes. It deflected off the back of his leg, and then Goldson was too slow to get out to Abel Ruiz. And his shot was, to be fair, it was a decent shot. I know what you mean, McGregor getting beat his near post like that, he'll be disappointed. But, you know, at the end of the day, Abel Ruiz is a good, quick, slick finish. But like I say, I've just seen a replay of it, and, you know, McGregor, you've got to remember he's 40, getting down to that. But, you know, the way he's took it on so quickly and he's squeezed into that near post, I think that's just a really good finish, that, from the Spaniard Abel Ruiz, who's bagged his third goal in the Europa League this season. He did score one in both legs against Monaco, who they got past to get to this stage in the round of 16. So it's got a stoppage in play here at the minute. It's Braga. Have Rodrigo Gomez down. It's going to be a throw-in for Rangers. I think he was just nudged to the ground there, Gomez, by Tavernier. Please, I'm your biggest fan. I've never seen you in a stream, mate. I do apologise. So, yeah, Rodrigo Gomez just got a bit of a nudge and he fell awkwardly, but he's going to continue as Rangers get back underway with Liam Balogun in the back line, getting across to Bassi just inside the Rangers half. Now with Kent, you know, they are missing that vocal point of Alfredo Morelos, who's so good for Rangers in the Europa League and in any competition, really. As Gomez is back on the pitch for Braga and intercepts that pass from Goldson. Can they get it back? Arfield with a strong challenge and he wins it back. And it's Jack getting away on the right-hand side here. Can Rangers make the most of this? It's Tavernier who's got forward. On the edge of the box is Jack. Plays it into Kamara. Lays it off to Lundstrom on the edge of the box. Easy save straight down the throat of the goalkeeper. But I think there's a free kick as Kamara was offside as he got the ball from Ryan Jack. Tried to get back onside, but Kamara just a little bit too slow to get back on an onside position. Mateus with the free kick for Braga, the goalkeeper. 30 seconds left until we get any added on time if the referee sees necessary. As Bassi loses his header to Abel Ruiz, and they'll both give chase to it down the Braga right. And it'll be a throw-in for Rangers, well won by Calvin Bassi. Bassi with a long throw in towards the left-hand side. Takar loses out to Al Mazrati. It's 4 minutes of added on time. We did have a few injury stoppages and a VAR stop, as Braga did score in around the 20th minute with Andre Horta, but that was disallowed with a foul in the build-up of the play. So Rangers fortunate not to be 2 down. They did have one chance of their own earlier on with Ryan Kent, but it was well shut down by the goalkeeper. Say Alfredo Morelos is their top goal scorer in Europe, including qualifying games. In Europa, he's got 28. With the Rangers back line on the edge of the 18-yard box with Balogun going back to McGregor. Forward into Lundstrom. McGregor just keeping the ball here. Rangers for now. No real forceful press from Braga. Ryan Jack in a right back position. Down the line it goes to Arfield. Lays it back off into Ryan Jack. Then down the line to Tavernier. Arfield. Well built this by Rangers, but they're getting forced back momentarily. Lundstrom, Tavernier, Jack. We'll play this all in the Rangers half, but they are keeping it away from the closing down of the Braga players. Still in their own half though with Ryan Jack. Looking for Sakala. Goes through him and everyone and straight to the goalkeeper of Braga, Mateus. Fabiano Silva to the right wing back. Jan Couto getting pressured by Ryan Kent. Does win the throw-in. The Brazilian right wing back, who you could say got the assist. I don't know who will get the assist because Jan Couto was the one who took the ball inside and played it inside towards Abel Ruiz, but it did nick off the back of Ayuri Medeiros' leg before finding the Spanish striker for the goal. Gomez, the left wing back, going inside and he's got bags of pace, but he's stopped by Glenn Kamara as there is a foul there for Rangers. They've got a free kick here, Rangers. I'm not sure how Gomez conceded the foul there as he was running with the ball. Let's have a look at that. Let's see. As he was running with it. Yeah, Kamara got there ahead of him and he took him out there. Good decision from the ref. Free kick for Rangers just inside the Braga half. They're going to use this as a chance to try and get this in the box if they can. We've played 2 minutes and 45 seconds of the 4 minutes of added on time. If they can get a goal before half time to level this up, this will be big for Rangers. Really will. Tavernier lifts it in towards Goldson at the far post. It's a real confident catch from Mateus, who looks to get a counter-attack going, a long throw towards the left-hand side. And he can't get away from him there. Rodrigo Gomez, the left wing back on Tavernier. As he tried to set away for a counter-attack. 40 seconds left of this first half. Braga looks like they'll be taking the lead. Down the line it goes. Header won by Tavernier. Forward towards Lundstrom. Across looking for Kent. Poor ball. Played forward to Medeiros for Braga by Jan Couto, but they lose out to Lundstrom. He recovers. And he finds Sakala on the far left. Fairly brought down, says the referee, as Braga can bring it away. Abel Ruiz. Jan Couto looking back for Abel Ruiz, but it's well intercepted by Bassi as we're near the end of the first half. And we'll have no time for that throw-in. It is half-time, and it is Braga 1, Rangers 0. Great start to the game. In the first 5 minutes, Ryan Kent built a chance up where he got in behind the Braga defence, and they unrushing Mateus, goalkeeper, blocked off that chance. And then the real first big chance came in the 24th minute. Ricardo Horta hit the post, hit the inside of the post, and away it went. Rangers could clear. Then just 2 minutes later, Ricardo Horta's brother, Andre Horta, got the goal. Bottom left corner it was, but in the build-up to the goal, VAR saw a foul in the build-up, so that was disallowed for Rangers. Very fortunate. Then from there, Braga was starting to really build some momentum and start to look to try and find a way through this Braga defence, through this Rangers defence, and Braga did just that through Abel Ruiz. With 5 minutes to go before the 45th minute, Abel Ruiz, the Spanish striker, slotted the ball into the bottom right corner, getting a shot away from the attempted block from Goldson and the diving Alan McGregor, and that gave Braga the lead. And then with 4 minutes of added on time, Rangers pushed to try and get an equaliser, but nothing came of it. They'll have all the work to do in the second half if they want to try and get a positive result from this game. But at half-time, it is Braga 1, Rangers 0. Slightly even game, but if you're going to tip one side to say they were the more dominant, you probably just push for Braga. But it has been very close. Chances for Rangers, not many big ones, but they've had decent possession. And Braga, they've hit the post, they've had a goal disallowed and a goal scored. So on that basis, Braga have been the better team. But if I look at the stats, the possession, yeah, quite even. 47% for Braga, 53% for Rangers. So on the ball, it's even. But in chances and goals, Braga just about nick it. But if it's half-time, if you want to go, you can. Make sure you come back for the second half. It's great to see this amount of people here. It's actually quite crazy, as we've got a red card at the London Stadium. Let's see if we can join the action as it's still currently going underway. Aaron Cresswell with a red card. It's just hit half-time, so I'm going to leave the West Ham game on for now to see if we can get a replay of that. Aaron Cresswell, 45th minute, +3. So it's deep on into added on time in that half. And West Ham at home have lost one of their main assets at the back. Aaron Cresswell is red carded. See what they can do to try and plug any holes they've got here. West Ham now with losing their left back. But at half time it is West Ham 0, Lyon 0, Eintracht Frankfurt 0, Barcelona 0, and Braga 1, Rangers 0. Let's go. Praying Rangers lose. CBA dealing with man of the match Tavernier and 90 rated Kent. Oh, that's why the person put please 90 Kent. Okay, right. So I presume that's FIFA point of view, and would just rather not. Got to be 3-0 prediction. Come on, Braga. Well, we're nearly there. 1-0. High. Can I get high back? Do commentary on Barca Frankfurt. No, I'm going to do both legs of this game, so I'm going to do the reverse leg of this in 7 days' time. It is at Ibrox, and it's going to be at 8 p.m. kickoff as well. So yeah, we're doing both legs of this. I'm trying to fit in another commentary at some point next week, but I'm not sure. Thomas Halpin watching as a neutral, enjoying the commentary. Thank you very much. Like I say, it's crazy. We had about 70 people before. I know it's half time, so people will leave, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they come back for the second half. But this is a crazy amount of people. Like I say, Rangers commentaries always do really well. That's why I more gravitate to the game. I was going to do West Ham Lyon, but I didn't know if these numbers were going to be good. But Rangers, for some reason, it just always brings in some good numbers, and I'd rather be commentating in front of 70 people than 10, if you know what I mean. So, but I enjoy, like I say, I said it before during the game, I've really enjoyed the Rangers' journey in these last few years in Europe. Like I say, under Gerrard, and now under Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. Are you Scottish? No. Hopefully I don't sound Scottish. No, I'm not. Yes, Liam, I did see that. It is crazy. Like I say, great numbers for this stream. Like I say, I'm expecting them to drop now because it is half time. The game isn't going on. I do expect that. But yeah, we're gonna just have a wait to see this Aaron Cresswell red card in the West Ham Lyon game. See if it was a red card or not, because that's a big blow. They do have Ben Johnson. West Ham, or do they? Yeah, number 31, Ben Johnson, who can play right back and left back, is on the bench, so he can come on. He's a good. I like Ben Johnson, the left back / right back for West Ham. But it's who'd you lose? Do you lose your centre attacker midfielder of Ben Rama? Who'd you take off, or do you just go? It's difficult. We'll see soon. Obviously, our main focus is Braga Rangers. But I just want to see this red card challenge first from Cresswell. Then we'll go back to the Braga Rangers game and see what they're saying on that one. Like I say, definitely missing Alfredo Morelos, I feel, Rangers tonight. Out for the season. He signed for £1 million from Helsinki back in 2017. In 224 appearances for Rangers, he's scored 113 goals alongside his 55 yellow cards and 7 red cards. This season, he got 4 Europa League goals in 9 appearances. He's a big miss, Alfredo Morelos. Let's see if they can deal without him. Sakala's been a little bit isolated up front, the man filling in the gap of the Colombian. But it did look like he got the injury, Morelos, on international duty for Colombia. I think he came back injured, which is unlucky for Rangers. But like I say, against Celtic, they got such a good start. 3 minutes in, I think it was. And Ramsey put him 1-0 up. He's on the bench, and Ramsey. So they do have people to call upon, by the way, Rangers. They've got Kamar Roof on the bench, if you remember last season, scored from the halfway line against Standard Liège. And they've got Amad Diallo on loan from United. They've got Aaron Ramsey as well. I like Joe Aribo. Apparently, he's not quite been the same since returning from AFCON, where he made 3 appearances in the competition and played 88 minutes in the round of 16 for Nigeria. So they've got people to bring on. Like I say, against Celtic, they were up in 3 minutes. I remember watching, I was thinking, what a start. And then momentum was completely killed when Tom Rogic scored for Celtic in the 7th minute. And then they went on to win with Carter Vickers' winner in the 42nd minute. Do commentary on bigger matches, maybe more. You know what's mental about that? That does make sense. The bigger the game, more the people. That's not how it works. Usually, the bigger games I do, the less people watch. That's why I try and not do big games, because Rangers Braga is a massive game. It really is. But that's why I tend to try and not do, Manchester City, Liverpool, because there'll be more people try their best to find stuff to watch it, or they'll pay to watch it instead. But with smaller games, you'll find more people. It is different. But David Moyes does look furious with this red card decision, saying to the referee, it's not a red card. Is Moyes got red carded here? It's a yellow. as Moyes is walking off, he got a yellow card. He's really not happy, Moyes. I'm going to have a look at this red card from Cresswell. He's going to obviously change the tie. When does the game kick off again? Yeah, the second half kicks off in a couple minutes' time. But yeah, honestly, it's weird. Literally, this not smaller games because they're not smaller games, but not doing like. Oh, it was the last man, was it? Let's have a look. So I think they've put it as a last man challenge. He just pulls down Moussa Dembele. Kurt Zuma is close in support. Is he stopping a goal scoring opportunity? That is definitely up for debate. If you want to see that yourself, try and have a look. Cresswell off for West Ham. Ooh, the Lyon captain Moussa Dembele, the man who Cresswell pulled down for that's very very light contact. But yeah, Moussa Dembele, who went down, who got Cresswell sent off, was caught winking at someone once he'd got sent off. You might remember in Euro 2004 when Ronaldo got Rooney sent off and he winked towards the Portugal bench. Similar to that, he got him sent off and he winked towards someone, kind of going, yeah, job done, man sent off, let's try and get through this tie. Very cheeky that from Moussa Dembele. Like I say, if you can try and find the incident yourself, you can let me know what you think. But I think that's very soft contact. And it was outside the box, thankfully, for West Ham though as well, so it wasn't a penalty at least. That would have been double whammy, that big time for West Ham. But yeah, the game earlier on today, I think it was 5:45 kickoff. RB Leipzig 1, Atalanta 1. A David Zappacosta, a goal for Leipzig, levelled it up after a Luis Muriel 70th minute lead goal for Atalanta. So that will be on as even going into the second leg. And can Rangers do the same? Can they get it to at least 1-1 for the second leg, or get level, or even take a win there? Because in the playoff match, or the round of 32 this year, they did go to Dortmund and win 4-2, and then took them to Ibrox and drew 2-2. So they can do it. And they beat Red Star as well in the last round, 4-2 in aggregate. So Rangers in Dortmund and Red Star Belgrade have gone to probably the two most hostile atmospheres in Europe and have come out on top. So they can deal with any situation, they can deal with any atmosphere. But for Van Bronckhorst, the Rangers manager, who's managing his 29th game for Rangers since taking over in November of last year, he has only lost 3 games, 2 of them coming against Celtic, 3-0 and 2-1. And then also that game against Red Star as well, in the second leg of the last round, 2-1. Obviously, it was enough to go through in the end. So no worries with the loss. But, take away that loss, which was a loss but didn't really matter because they won the tie. The other 2 losses have come against Celtic. Other than that, they've won 19 and drew 6. So Van Bronckhorst not having the best of luck against Celtic so far, as they are now 6 points trailing in the title race. They're on 73 points currently, Rangers. 15 worse off than at this point last season. They had 88 points after 32 games last season. They're now on 73. And they've had 3 losses so far this season. 2 of them against Celtic. And they've had 2 losses in their last 9 league games. Both of them against Celtic. So, take Celtic out of the equation. The Rangers are having a great run. But Celtics are slightly getting in the way of their good form. Ronaldo wink on Rooney, yep. Ronaldo wink on Rooney. Moussa Dembele, I don't know who he's winking to, but he's winking to someone. Great watch along. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Watch along, yeah, live commentary. But yeah, cheers, Ian. Thank you very much. But I remember when, I think it was group stage, when Rangers last season played Benfica. Portuguese side again, they lost. They drew 3-3 and I think drew 2-2 as well. Great games, and that did really good for numbers and views as well. So something about Portuguese sides playing Rangers that gives me some good views. Thank God for that. Yeah, sometimes when you're commentating in front of like 5 people, you'd rather do it in front of like 50, of course, and that's what I'm getting today, and it's very thankful. I really am. The draws are killing us. Yeah, 6 draws. 7 draws. Yeah, 7 draws this season, sorry. 7 draws, 22 wins, 7 draws, 3 losses as well. And Benfica are on the back of 2 wins in a row in the league. Did you see the Aaron Cresswell red card? Yes, we were just talking about it before. We just had a look. I don't think it's a red. I mean, the contact's subtle. And the fact that I saw Moussa Dembele wink afterwards, after Cresswell got sent off, that makes me think that he was playing for that red card. As Eintracht Frankfurt versus Barcelona is back underway for the second half. That's still currently 0-0. Xavi really turning it around there at Barcelona. Looks like a really healthy, fresh team, doesn't it, under Xavi? It's amazing what he's done in such a small amount of time. Close to getting back underway in this tie between Braga and Rangers. Like I say, 3 big chances for Braga. 2 goals, only one of them standing. Rangers will win nothing this season, I guarantee you that. I don't know. I mean, it is a difficult one because Rangers, I think, on paper, when I was looking at this before, Rangers should really go through against Braga on paper. But obviously, paper means nothing. It's what happens on the field that means everything. But it's one of them. If they get through against Braga tonight, or not tonight, next week after the second leg, they've got to play either RB Leipzig or Atalanta. That's tough. Atalanta are a hard team to beat. RB Leipzig, they've got some fantastic players. You might see Christopher Nkunku this season scoring loads of goals. So it's like, if they were to win this, say, this isn't even the biggest obstacle, obviously, because the semi-final, like Braga and then Atalanta or Leipzig, that's a big jump. It really is. 4th place in the Liga NOS Braga, then playing in one of the top teams in the Italian and the German leagues. Big gap. So if Rangers can get through this in flying colours, then, they could do it. You never know. Knockout football can bring many surprises. Like last night, Villarreal nicking a 1-0 win against Bayern Munich at home. No one would have guessed that. But yeah, both teams are out. Braga kicking left to right for this second half. Rangers kicking from right to left, looking to get this game back on level terms as the referee blows the whistle. Braga kick off, now we do kick off, sending it towards the left-hand side. And we are back underway. Here, I would have given an orange card. Yeah, it's one of those ones that it's in the middle, isn't it? You just don't know. Mateus, the Braga goalkeeper, sends it towards Rangers left-back Bassi, who brings it down nicely in his own half and sends it down the left-hand side for Rangers. Brought down by Fabiano Silva, but it's not dealt with at all convincingly. And it's now fed to Kent. Trying to get away from Al Mazrati, and he struggles to do so, but he does win it back, Kent. And it's now out to James Tavernier. Looking for a ball in behind towards Fashion Sakala. Headed away by Braga. Poked forward, but that is a foul there, as it was poked forward, I think, by Ricardo Horta. No, it was Rodrigo Gomez, sorry. And he was caught late there by Tavernier. It's not difficult. They won't out this round. Scottish Cup next. Frankfurt 1-0. Get through this. Anything can happen. Leicester City. Right, okay. Well, I think we've got some goals. As Braga's getting set through here on the left-hand side. It's Abel Ruiz, the goal scorer. Playing it into Ricardo Horta. So yeah, Eintracht Frankfurt goal. Knauf? Knauf? I think that is. I'm going to go Knauf. I think that's a silent K, but who knows. Barca 1-0 down. Spelling is horrific. Leicester still in the middle. If you mean Leicester, like, in terms of when they won the league, I get what you mean. But yeah, Barca down 1-0. But it is away, so they've got to go to the Camp Nou, and it looks like they're getting their numbers back up in attendances. Ayuri Medeiros takes on Balogun inside and outside. Ricardo Horta. Oh, Medeiros wanted it back in the box, but he's laid it off into Jan Couto, the right wing back. That was great play by Medeiros. He's got some silky skills, the right winger. The man with the face protection on currently. You're having a laugh if you think Rangers will win the Europa League. They will get beat here. Then they get in the Scottish Cup, and Celtic will win a treble. I feel like you're not a Rangers fan. Who knows? Believe. Have belief. I mean, it will be hard for them. I'm not saying it's going to be easy for them to win the Europa League, as Jan Kuto's been found on the right-hand side. Byline, pulled back, kneed away by Goalton. Corner kick. I mean, I'm just portraying the possibilities. I'm not saying Rangers are going to win the Europa League. It'll be very difficult for them to win it. All I'm saying is they're still in it, so they can win it. You know, it is possible. Who knows? Crossed in. Medeiros. Oh, it goes all the way through. They played it short from the corner, and Medeiros on his left foot got an in-swinging ball in from a better angle. And Medeiros is telling his players, why are you not committing to that ball? Get onto it. Like I said, I've been really impressed with Yuri Medeiros tonight. Formerly with Sporting Lisbon from 2004 to 2019. Yuri Medeiros, and had 6 loan spells away from Sporting at his time at the club. He's joined Braga in 2020. Lundstrom out to Ryan Jack on the left, playing in the left back role for now as they try and play out from the back. Bassi into Jack. He's out to Lundstrom, forward to Kamara, pokes it into Lundstrom, trying to go down the left hand side, and he gets it to Sakala. Lundstrom takes over. They're in the Braga half. Let's lay it into Kamara. Who Celtic play tonight then? Good point, Ian. Good point. Who are Celtic playing tonight? You know? But then who won at the weekend? Goes both ways. You know, bragging rights. Rangers very much more successful in recent years. Recent years, by the way. Recent years in Europe. Rangers are much better. But in the league, you know, obviously Rangers did it last year, but this season, Celtic are running away with it. 6 points clear after that win in the Old Firm at the weekend. As Rangers are still in possession in their own half, trying to, you know, find a way through. Like I said, they've got much quality on the bench that they can bring on, if needs be. It's Goalton. Forced back to his goalkeeper in Alan McGregor. Lundstrom back to McGregor. It's a good play there from Rangers, but the Braga press is non-stop at the minute. Is Bassi goes down the left to Ryan Jack. Back to where we were about a minute ago. With Rangers trying to get out. They go down the line to Kamara. Tries to take it on the turn, but Fabiano Silva does well to see it out for a Braga throw-in. We are too busy getting ready to go. 9 clear this weekend. I like it. A little bit of back and forth in the comments. Jan Kuto, the right wing back for Braga, gets it inside. Good ball. Andre Horta, the central midfielder, finds himself in a right wing position. Can't take on Calvin Bassi. He's having a major breakthrough season. The left back so far is Balogun. He's trying to clear it if he can. Left foot. Really poor clearance. Abel Ruiz now has it to Jan Kuto. Drills it in towards the edge of the box where it's cleared away by Ryan Jack. Can't find Sakala. It's now Ricardo Horta. Out to the left wing back, Rodrigo Gomez. Try to take on James Tavernier. He's been forced back to play it into David Carmo. It's now into Vitor Tormina. So Leicester are playing in the Europa Conference League as well against PSV. That's currently 0-0. Fabiano Silva, right centre back in the Braga half, plays it forward into Jan Kuto. Tries to take on Calvin Bassi. Al Mujrati. Back into the goalkeeper now, Mateus. And across to the left centre half as Braga got to the quarter-finals in the Europa League for the last time, and that was in the 2015-2016 season. They played Shakhtar, beaten in the first leg 2-1 at home, and then beaten in the second leg 4-0 away. So not greatest of memories for Braga the last time they got to this stage of the competition against Shakhtar. But they've got off to a better start, like I say. Did go 1-0 up around 24th minute with Andre Horta disallowed, and then 5 minutes before the break, Abel Ruiz got the goal as Rodrigo Gomez can't stop that from going out of play from the throw-in for Rangers, and that'll be a goal kick for the Jers. Celtic finished with more points in the Europa League group stage than Rangers. Did we have been in their group, we would have been through halfway through a complete rebuild. Watch us next season. Okay. To be fair, Celtic this season, you know, despite what happened last season and Rangers being so dominant, they've bounced back really well. And you know, Rangers looking like they're not going to be able to go back-to-back league titles. Braga, loads of space. Jan Couto down the right hand side in the box. Inside. I can't lay it off to a teammate. Ryan Jack can tackle. Get it down the line towards Calvin Bassey, who helps it on further down the line. Only as far as Al Mazrati, who keeps it alive for Braga, and his Rangers were pinned in their own half here. Al Mazrati, lifted ball in behind, looking for Medeiros. Header goes to the right wing back. Couto, cross, goes all the way through to Tavernier, who finds Arfield. Now Lundstrom. Long clearance in behind, looking for Kent, and he gets on it. Great touch from Kent. Is he brought down cynically? No, says the referee. He wags the finger at Kent, and Braga can clear. Great upfield ball by Lundstrom, looking for Kent in behind. He got a touch to try and set himself away, but he was brought down, and the referee didn't see it as a foul. There, John Moffat, I do see your comment, and that is very funny. Just because it's got a swear word, and I'm going to hide it, but it is funny. You basically said a Wi-Fi password battered you in Modo Glimt, who are playing Roma in the quarterfinals tonight. I'm going to hide it for the language, but that is funny. I just don't know who's watching age-wise, so I just try and hide the bad language. But nothing wrong with it. It's quite funny. But remember, Modo Glimt did beat Roma 6-0, in fairness. Sakala down the right-hand side. Tackled by Ricardo Horta, the Braga captain. And that'll be a corner kick for Rangers. The keeper couldn't avoid it. Like I say, amazing. 70 people in the stream. It's absolutely ridiculously crazy. Thanks everyone who's liking and subscribing. Subscribing would help massively. I've gained so many this stream. Thank you all so much. I love the comments, by the way. Friendly banter, by the way. Friendly. Let's not go personal, which hasn't so far. Nicola Quinn, you're doing a good job. Hopefully that's directed to me. Thank you very much. I'll catch up on the comments in a minute, as we've got a Tavernier out-swinging ball. A set piece could be the way for Rangers. Tavernier, out-swinger, in towards Balogun, headed away by Abel Ruiz, towards Ryan Jack, who heads it back towards Tavernier. Ryan Jack again. Halfway line he goes to Calvin Bassey. Pressured by Ayuri Medeiros, but he gets it away from the winger, and Rangers will look to try and get Arfield in the box. Just overhit, too heavy. Falls into the gloves of Mateus, the goalkeeper. And now Braga look for the counter. Two overhit that one for Ayuri Medeiros, who did make 18 under-21 Portuguese appearances. Ayuri Medeiros, back from 2014 to 2017. He's now at the age of 27. From down the line to Sakala. Helps it on towards Kent. In behind. Can't get there ahead of Vitor Tormina. And he plays it back to the goalkeeper. But you just do feel like there is a chance for Rangers. A short pass back to the keeper, and Arfield slid in to try and block the clearance, but instead he took it around Arfield, and it's calm keeping by Mateus, because that could have been disaster. Balogun heads it backwards to Bassey, who lays it back into Alan McGregor. Closed down by Abel Ruiz as he sends it towards Tavernier, the right back. It'll be Jack who just lays it into Tavernier, takes it in his stride. Arfield, Jack chops back and then looks forward to play into Tavernier, who's got a bit further forward here, as Rangers do need, or could do with, a goal for sure. Balogun, tries to play it into Kamara, who tried to get Fabiano Silva on the turn, and he was brought down by the right centre-back, and Kamara wins a free kick on the left. Used his body well to get taken out there by the centre-half, went right through him. Tavernier with a right-footed cross. Far out, but he can definitely swing this into the box. In it goes. Deflects. Arfield strikes. And I don't think it came off a hand. The clearance or the deflection does come back to Tavernier, who can try and get another cross in. It does. Header won by Carmo, sorry. Clearance by Braga, only as far as Ryan Jack, who's being forced backwards, and he lays it off into Bassey. And across he goes to Glenn Kamara, as nothing comes from those chances there for Rangers. John Lundstrom. Down the line it goes to Sakala. Definitely been putting in the work today, Sakala. Found himself in space on the right and left, but Braga have got out of that very nicely. Rodrigo Gomez works well with Ricardo Horta to set this counter-attack off. Iori Medeiros halted by Calvin Bassey, and Rangers can get back in position and the counter-attack goes to an end. Yeah, Tom, I see your comments. I'm going to say this again. I just don't show bad language in the comments. Just because I don't know who's watching. But I get your frustration. He's saying Galton and Tavernier could not kick a ball down. Basically, they're not playing well, he's saying. Yeah. Not the greatest of performances from Rangers so far, as a clearance that doesn't go very far is headed forward by Al Mazrati. Abel Ruiz tries to complete a 1-2 with Iori Medeiros, but goes out of play for a throw-in for Rangers in the left-back area. But yeah, your comments, your debates in the comments, I'm just going to leave you to it because I can see it, some opinions getting across. Like I say, in terms of comments, I've got no problem with the bad language where I can read it, but when I read it out, I'm just going to get rid of it and not show the comment. But like I say, no problem with that. As Braga continue their strong performance so far, but you've got to remember, I keep saying this, they are coming into this game on confidence. They've just beaten Benfica 3-2, 79th minute winner from Vitor Oliveira, who's the striker, who's on the bench actually, the 22-year-old. Didn't quite make it into starting 11 for tonight's game. Kamara lets it run across his body and keeps possession on the Rangers' left-hand side. Calvin Bassey in the Rangers half. They need to speed it up a little bit. I'd bring on an Aaron Ramsey-like figure, personally, or an Amad Diallo. Something different. Ryan Jack on halfway. Definitely missing that vocal point of Alfredo Morelos. West Ham. 10-man West Ham have taken the lead. Jared Bowen has given West Ham the lead. They are down to 10 men after Cresswell getting sent off at the end of the first half. West Ham have the lead. And Rangers are still in possession in their own half. No movement. It's so flat-footed at the minute. Braga really set up well for this game with a 3 at the back system. They play under Carlos Carvajal, the 56-year-old Braga-born manager, by the way. Carlos Carvajal is from these areas, Braga. He's his second spell at Braga. Was there in 2006, but he only lasted 13 games, and now he's returned in 2020. Jean Couto gets a ball in, it's low, it needs to be dealt with by Rangers, and it will be Kent to lay it into Bassey as Rangers do deal with the cross. Kamara on the edge of the box, gives it away. Al Mazrati, Iori Medeiros has to play back towards the halfway to Vitor Tormina. Fabiano Silva. Does look like there's going to be a double change for Rangers. Down the line, Yankuto. Great touch into Iori Medeiros. Tackled by Balogun. That'll be a throw-in for Braga. Big goal for West Ham, by the way. Down to 10 men. Double change. Borna Barisic will be coming on and Kamara Roof, but not yet, as Braga have taken the throw-in quickly. Al Mazrati, the Libyan midfielder. Risky ball over towards Carmo. Sakala will give chase and pressurise him, but can't get the ball off him. We just pass sideways and backwards all the time. We are getting beat 1-0. I don't get it. I agree. It's really slow. It's the same patterns, and Braga have got those patterns written down on the back of their hand. Then they're going, yeah, we know what to do. Shift one way and just follow the ball. Braga centre half brings it forward. Great run into the Rangers half there by Carmo. And then Iori Medeiros plays a blind pass down the right channel where Abel Ruiz gave chase to it, but he was never going to get there. And here come the Rangers. Triple change. Kamara Roof, Borna Barisic and Joe Rebo are coming on. So have a look who's coming on for who. Commentator's nightmare. Right, so Balogun's coming off. So Calvin Bassey is going to move into left centre-back, and Borna Barisic is going to play left-back. So that's the first change. Sakala replaced by Kamara Roof. Sakala's chased down everything he's tried, but he's just been isolated up front for the majority. And then Ryan Jack is being replaced by Joe Aribo. So yeah, Ryan Jack comes off. 78 people. Amazing. Thanks to everyone who's here. If you could all like and subscribe, that would actually just help me out so much. Leicester, still 0-0, if you're interested. Ryan Jack just hobbling back to the bench. Hopefully that's not too serious. He's had many injury issues in the past. Ryan Jack didn't return until late January of this year for this season after calf problems. So we're back underway. Braga in possession with their left centre-half, David Carmo, 6'5" Portuguese international who's only making his 10th appearance of the season. He's missed a lot of the season with an ankle injury. As he plays it forward, it's picked up by Kamara in the Braga half. They go forward to Arfield, through the gap to Aribo, who's just come on the right side of the box, pulls it back to Roof, falls to the ground. Free kick the other way for handball as Kamara Roof fell over. The ball touched his hand. He's asking for a foul. I need a Kent upgrade. So that's the other side who want Kent to get upgraded in FIFA. Barcelona equaliser. Ferran Torres, the former Manchester City man, equalises in Frankfurt. Kamara Roof, I don't think that's a foul, to be honest. And then the ball touched his arm as he went to the ground. I can't believe 80 people are watching. This is great. If you could come here for the next leg, that'd be great. Like I say, next week, 14th of April, the second leg of this tie will be live streamed and commentated on this channel. So we're just 64 minutes into this game now. Braga 1, Rangers 0. Braga have been the much better side for pretty much the entire game. Rangers had the chance within the first 5 minutes, and then since then, not been great. Braga have had 2 goals, 1 disallowed. Andre Horta, their central midfielder, had his goal disallowed for a foul in the build-up on Ryan Jack. There's Kamara in the Rangers half. Gets it across the right-hand side to Arfield. Can they build on this right-hand side? Arfield, Tavernier. It's just a bit slow. It really is. They were out in the round of 16 against Slavia Prague last season, Rangers. 1-1 in the first leg away and then got beat 2-1 at home where Kamara Roof and Leon Balogun both got sent off. Obviously, the incident between Glenn Kamara and the racist incident, which is, shocking a year on still. And then the season before that as well, they got knocked out in the round of 16 to Bayer Leverkusen. And Rangers have never made a Europa League semi-final before because when the tournament got changed from the UEFA Cup to the Europa League, they've not made the semi-final of the rebranded name. As Al-Mazrati heads it back to his centre-back who heads it away, only finds Glenn Kamara in the Braga half. Can they get forward here? Misplaced ball towards Tavernier, and Rodrigo Gomez sees it out for a Braga throw-in on the left-hand side, well dealt with by the young left wing-back. It's been a great performance by Rodrigo Gomez. Like I say, 18 years of age, only his 19th appearance for Braga in the senior level. Joined the club in 2014 when he was aged 11. McGregor's groin will be knackered tomorrow with all the passes he's had to deal with. I like that one. They've played it back to him a lot, but the Braga press has been pretty strong, forcing Rangers back, and with 25 minutes to go, I honestly think 1-0 down Rangers going into the second leg is not the worst case scenario, because you've got to take them back to Ibrox, where it's a bit, other than Sunday when they got beat to Celtic, it can be seen as a bit of a fortress, the atmosphere that comes with Ibrox as Medeiros plays it through towards Ricardo Horta, just a bit behind him, and he couldn't take it in his stride. Dealt with by Tavernier on the edge of the box, and it's cleared by McGregor up towards Kamara Roof. Headed away by Carmo to Al-Mazrati. His pass has been played forward by a deflection from Arfield. Abel Ruiz plays it out to Rodrigo Gomez on the left. In the box, cuts onto his right foot. Fancies a shot down the throat of McGregor. And Rangers survive that attack. I've seen the ball move quicker, more energy in the testimonial game. I agree. I don't know if it's Rangers just being slightly leggy, but it's a bit slow as McGregor's on it again. Good ball out though to Arfield, breaking the lines of the Braga press. It's now Tavernier. Oh, Lundstrom. Is it Tavernier? Lundstrom? I can't see. It's Lundstrom, that was. Edge of the 18-yard box of Connor Goldson. Inside to Lundstrom in their own half. Very slow. Very lethargic so far on a Rangers point of view for Giovanni van Bronckhorst, former left-back in his playing days. Down the right channel it goes towards Kamar Roof. Again, comes off his side and out for a throw-in as he got brought down to the ground. He wanted a foul. Referee didn't give it. David Carmo with the throw-in on the left-hand side in the Braga half for Braga. The ground that can hold just over 30,000 supporters. Kamar Roof has it, tackled by the throw-in taker. And they can switch it wide right. Great ball from Andre Horta. Out to Jan Couto. Goes down the line to Abel Ruiz, the goal scorer. The man who's separating the two sides. Tries to go down the right-hand side. Blocked by Borna Barisic. The Croatian who made a grand total of 20 minutes in the Euros when he came on against Scotland in the last group game. Jan Couto, the loanee from City, with the throw-in as a contract at Manchester City until 2025. Yet to play for the Blues. Crossfield ball looking towards Jan Couto again, and it has to be headed away by Borna Barisic, who, like I say, he's had limited game time as of late due to the form of Calvin Bassey. Only got the 10 minutes against Red Star Belgrade throughout the two legs. Kamar Roof nearly intercepts an Al-Musrati pass in midfield. Over 20 minutes to go, plus any additional time given by the referee, David Massa. Ball over the top, looking for the right wing back of Braga. Headed away by Barisic. Not dealt with very well, though, by Bassi. Does win it back, though, and he's fouled as he won it back by Ayuri Medeiros. Well won free kick that by Calvin Bassi in the end. Joined Rangers on a free as his contract was out at Leicester after a 5-year stint at the Foxes and did not make a senior appearance. Forced back to Alan McGregor, who was Rangers Player of the Year last season. Lundstrom in the 18-yard box as they're really trying to play out here, Rangers. They have to be careful. Calvin Bassi really well. Storms past 3 Braga players to break the press. And away they go. They have to speed it up now. Tavernier cuts inside to get away from Rodrigo Gomez. Gets it forward to Arfield. Could this be the chance for Rangers? Kamar Roof. Down the line to Arfield. Can he get across him before it goes out? Yes. He avoids it. Corner. Got a low cross in to avoid the goal kick. And it came off David Carmo last. Corner kick for Rangers. Equaliser for Lyon against West Ham. Tanguy and Dombele back in London to haunt West Ham. 1-1 in that game. As we've got a Tavernier outswinger to be floated into the box. The set pieces haven't been great tonight. Can he change that? Ball in. Swinging towards Galton, who's unmarked, who heads it towards the far post. And as Al-Musrati in the box fell to the ground, who was the one who was trying to track Galton, the referee didn't give it as a free kick. And free as you like, Galton should have done better. He could have even brought it down instead of headering it there, Galton. That's a golden opportunity for Galton. And he headed it towards the far post, and wide it went. What an opportunity. So we're back with the Braga goalkeeper, Mateus. Kicks it forward towards the Braga right-hand side. Abel Ruiz chests it down. He's got all the time in the world as well to find a pass in the Braga half. And it's into the Rangers half with ball over the top towards Abel Ruiz. Good tackle there by Galton. Gets his foot there and prods it out for a throw-in for Braga to avoid any slick counter-attack. All the games, including the one that was played earlier today, are all currently 1-1. Except for this one. So could that be a good luck omen for Rangers? Jan Couto. Here's Carmo, the centre-back. Rodrigo Gomez. Andre Horta, the 25-year-old, making his 140th appearance. Before joining in 2019, Andre Horta, he did have a loan spell at the club in 2017-18. Medeiros loses out. Strong challenge by Barisic, and the referee sees nothing wrong with it. Aribo, can he get on the ball? He's not had many touches of the ball, and he loses out to Al-Musrati, but Kent wins it back on Couto. Great challenge from Kent, bringing energy, and he lays it off into Kamara. They're going to go down the right-hand side. They're in the Braga half. Scott Arfield's got the overlap of Tavernier. Short ball, poked out by Rodrigo Gomez, the youthful 18-year-old. and the attack stopped momentarily as the throw-in's been taken quickly. Arfield gets it from Tavernier down the line. The cross needs to be right. Arfield, Roof tries it on the volley. Out for a goal kick. Difficult one. Really difficult one to connect with properly there, Kamar Roof. I hate to say it, but I don't think Gio's the man. We'll look devoid of any ideas and all. And since they beat us 3-0 last month, the whole state of affairs has had a real pre-Stevie feel about it. Yeah, it's as Roof gets it, as Rangers find the ball forward, Arfield on the right-hand side. Lack of movement, lack of support, but he does find Tavernier. Works across, blocked. Carmo clears for a throw-in. It was always going to be hard to replace Gerrard with the things he did at the club, you know, unbeaten last season in the league, winning the league, doing well in Europe, getting Rangers back on the map in Europe after all the stuff that happened in 2012 with the administration and going back to the third division. Then you just got to give him time. You know, he came in mid-season, November. You just got to give him a bit of time. It's Tavernier's cross towards Kamar Roof. And a free kick's been given as Kamar Roof went for it, and I think he kicked the defender in the back of the legs instead of the ball. And the referee gives a free kick for Braga. Remember, it's only 1-0. A slight mistake from a Braga player or a chance for Rangers, and they can take this to 1-1 to Ibrox, and that's a positive result. No matter what the performance is like, if you take that to Ibrox, it's a different game in my opinion. Because you can really, you know, that crowd can really drag you through, I think, at Rangers. Still 0-0 between Leicester and PSV. 1-1 between West Ham, Lyon, Eintracht Frankfurt and Barcelona. We've got some changes for Braga. Their first of the game. Andre Horta comes off, the central midfielder who did put Braga 1-0 up, but his goal was disallowed for a foul in the build-up, so he doesn't score his second goal of the season or competitions. And Abel Ruiz, the man who's separating the two sides, also comes off. He got his third goal in the Europa League so far this season. And Medeiros is off, so I think it's a triple change as well. Is Ramsey on? No. Aribo, Barisic, and Kamar Roof came on. No Ryan Ramsey as of yet. And Eintracht Frankfurt have got a red card as well. Doesn't say who yet, but they're down to 10 men as well. One of the boys in the green. Bye-bye 56. I'll try and see who came on for Braga, then I didn't quite catch everyone who came on because there was so many of them. So Ruiz came off, obviously. Vitinha came on, or that is I'm going to call him Vitor Oliveira. He scored the 79th minute winner at the weekend for Braga to beat Benfica at home. So he comes on. And Miguel Farley comes on as well. I think it's just two changes, actually. I don't think Andre Horta came off. Here is number 99, Vitor Oliveira. Can he cause more damage than Abel Ruiz with a goal? He's towards the corner flag. It deflects off Calvin Bassey and falls to number 96, Miguel Farley. If he gets back in, yeah. Galton's well for both ends. He could. So you don't want him to get a new contract then, because his contract is out at the end of the year. So yeah, I think it was just a double change. I don't think Andre Horta actually went off. I think he was just going towards the sidelines for information. Doesn't seem like he's off. I think he's on the ball on the left-hand side, or I think he's on the left. So I think it was just a double change. Ayuri Medeiros and Abel Ruiz off for the number 96, Miguel Farley, and the number 99, Vitor Oliveira. Bassey wins in the midfield for Rangers. Kent tried to spin down the left-hand side, tries to win it back as he lost it, and it's just not quite working out for Rangers in this game so far. But they've still got the home leg to come in a week's time. Ricardo Horta. 1-2 with Andre Horta. So he's not come off. The two brothers linking up. Oh, multiple 1-2s. This is silky football. Oh, trying to play back into his brother. Deflected. And Rangers can clear. Goldson, awful pass. Now that was woeful. Straight back to Braga. Al-Mazrati to the right-hand side. To Jan Kuto, who's getting forward from the right wing-back position. Getting the better of Barisic. Getting across towards the far post. Tavernier heads away. And as far as Rodrigo Gomez. Andre Horta from afar. And McGregor had to just parry out for a corner. Like I say, Andre Horta Missed out on a goal in the first half, and he's looking for one in the second to double Braga's lead. Miguel. Fail. Farley is on. In swinger by Ricardo Horta. Headed away by Barisic. Forward to Andre Horta. Kent will give chase. He's forced back to his goalkeeper, Mateus, there. Good pressure there from Kent to force it back to Mateus. Galton clears it up the field. Arfield on halfway. Again, it's just too slow. It really is. It'll be a lucky draw if Rangers equalise. Really will be. They have to sort it out for next Thursday. Lundstrom. Kamara. Lundstrom on the right hand side, halfway into the Braga half. Kamara. Lundstrom. One pass can make the difference. Kamara spending a little bit too much time on the ball, but he does get out of his feet and away. It's now Bassi. He's playing a makeshift left centre-back role. Barisic, I presume, has been brought on for his crossing ability, and they can't get it to him on the left-hand side. They're currently on the right-hand side of Veribo. Takes it on the turn very nicely. Kamara, Roof, try to get it around the corner. Tackled, ball played forward, and Braga could hit them on the counter-attack. To the left-hand side, it goes to Ricardo Horta. Gets onto his right foot. Tavernier can't tackle, and they just slow the game down momentarily. As Al-Mazrati goes down for Braga. Looks like it's a bit of cramp. The Libyan midfielder has been at it all game. He's been a real powerhouse in that midfield, Al-Mazrati. He's got 2 goals in this competition. One of them coming in this season's competition against Ludogorets in the 4th game of the group stage. As well, the only game that's currently getting played and that hasn't had a red card is this one. So you have to make a change. If they score another goal, we will start having a go when it's too late. Yeah, that's the problem. You don't want to start doing that. Al-Mazrati really struggling at the minute. The referee is pointing at his watch saying he is adding this time on. We've got 10 minutes to go plus any added on time or the amount of time he does add on. But this was not the Rangers I expected to see. Very lacklustre. But like I say, if they can take a 1-goal deficit to Ibrox, you never know. I think they could turn that around very easily. I know they're missing Alfredo Morelos massively, but you can't be seen as a one-man team in Europe. All the players have got to be chipping in. Like I say, Kent hasn't really got the best of records goal scoring in Europa League. This is his 30th appearance in the competition, excluding qualifying, and he's only scored 4 goals. Braga were looking to make another change, and it's another double one. The number 25 is going to be coming on, and that's Lucas Mineiro. I think that's going to replace Andre Horta, who's eventually coming off. Like I say, scored in the first half, disallowed with VAR intervening. He'll be replaced by Lucas Mineiro, the central defensive midfielder, Brazilian, 6'2", 26 years of age. Spent last season on loan at Gil Vicente. That'll be another change as well, as Al-Mazrati cannot continue. So both central midfielders in the 3-4-3 of Braga are being replaced with fresh legs. And they will be replaced by another central midfielder, 88, Andre Castro, the Portuguese international, can play holding midfielder, can play central midfielder, can play central attacking midfield. making his 15th Europa League appearance, and 14th for Braga, and he also made one for Porto at his time at Porto. And he is 34 years of age, so experienced man. Andre Castro going into midfield as Arfield gets sent away on the right-hand side towards the corner flag, keeps it in. Tavernier, low cross, it's poor one, but it does deflect towards Kent, who can't bring it down. Will fall all the way through towards Barisic, who keeps it alive on the left. Kamara, back out to Barisic. We know he's got a good cross on him if he can work the space. He goes down the line. He works across. It's deflected. Oh, Mateus with a very brave catch as he was collided into by Kamara Roof. Yeah, like I say, Ramsey's not come on yet. Get right. Celtic fans commenting is embarrassing. They got pumped off a Norwegian team in their pre-season. True, because that Bodo Glimt season has ended. Or, when they played Celtic, they were on a season break. That is very true. As Albion Rangers throw in as Mateus' ball deflects off a Braga man. Like I say, thank you so much for everyone who stayed. 80 people here is unbelievable. It is incredible. If you could all like and subscribe before you go, that'd be amazing. This time next week, second leg, live commentary here again. Make sure you're here because it looks like it'll be a tense one, that's for sure. As it is only one goal. That is the difference so far. It is in the way of Braga as Galvin Bassi gives it away really poorly. Kamara gets dispossessed in midfield. Go Castro in midfield. Finds Ricardo Horta, the captain who stayed on. They go to the back line here. Hold on, what's my camera looking like? 6 minutes to go. Poor added on time. So I'd say about 10 or so minutes to go in this game, and it's been poor from Rangers. It really has been. As a Mateus kick goes out of play for Rangers for throwing. Barisic will take. It's towards the halfway. I think Ramsey will start next leg. I do think he'll start next leg personally. Anyway, he's got the quality. Obviously, Aaron Ramsey got on loan from Juventus till the end of the season. Scored in his last 2 league games as Kamara Roof is offside with a long ball playing towards him. He scored against Rangers within 3 minutes. Scored against Dundee before that as well. Did have a muscle injury in November to December of 2021. Did score in the Euros as well against Turkey, so he's clearly got still got the quality. Aaron Ramsey, the 31-year-old Welshman. Aribo on the left in the Rangers half. Then he's trying to get it forward if they can. Nowhere to go though for Joe Aribo. And Braga win it back really easily and win a throw-in. Miguel Farley doing it well. Kent, across it goes to Lundstrom as Rangers win it back. Tavernier bombing down the right-hand side. They've got to make it now or never. Tavernier to Kent, towards Lundstrom on the right. Too short of a ball, and it deflects back to the Braga goalkeeper. Gio set up to counter. I feel more defensive than Ramsey. Yeah, that's why I got. Yeah, definitely set up more a counter-attacking team. A bit more energy. Arfield could run all day. He's a real workhorse Arfield. Along with the pace of Sakala as well instead of Kamara Roof. The pace of Kent and Sakala was going to be the difference, but it didn't quite work for them, unfortunately. Like I said, when it gets to Ibrox and they're only down by 1, it's more. I think they'll set up more attacking, to play to the crowd, to get them up and to get them back in the boys. So. I think for this first leg for Van Bronckhorst was just to damage limitations. Let's just not, if we're going to lose, let's not lose by 2 or 3. Let's just, try and be behind by least or try and even nick a win. Because when you take Braga to Ibrox, it'll be difficult for them in front of such a high packed out crowd. Lundstrom on halfway as Rangers are running out of time to try and get a goal. They've not had a real big chance this half. The only chance they really had was in the first half, in the 5th minute. Kent going on one of his mazy runs, looking to try and release Barisic. Cleared away by Jan Kuto, as far as Kamara, Aribo. Lundstrom gets it out to Barisic on the left. Lack of support in front of him, so he has to go back to Calvin Bassi. 3 minutes plus added on time. At Ibrox, Ramsey defo starts behind the striker. I agree. Tavernier looks for Kamaru if it deflects off the back of his leg. And it's won back by Aribo. Goldson. Oh, on the edge. Free kick for Rangers on the right-hand side. David Carmo got caught out on the ball there. And Goldson, he tried to clear it. Got tackled off the ball, Carmo, by Aribo. And then a short ball to Goldson was there to be won for the centre-back. But instead of getting the ball, he trod on the top of the foot of Goldson. And he wins a free kick for Rangers in a dangerous area. Great chance for a cross. Real good chance. Real good chance for Rangers, this. Another change, final change for Braga. They're going to bring on a centre-back. Jan Couto, who got the assist, or put in the ball for Abel Ruiz for the goal. He'll be coming off for number 15, Paulo Oliveira, joining the summer from Eibar after a 4-year stint at the Spanish side. He's been in the professional game since 2011, age 30 now, and he'll come on for the last few minutes. Good stint there from Jan Couto, the loanee from Manchester City. And it looks like they're just shutting up shop and trying to see out this 1-0 lead they've got to take to Ibrox next week. But Tavernier's crossing today has not been great, but this time it's got to be correct. He goes short, crossed in high towards Goldson. He heads it in, laid off. Bassi with the strike. Oh, it's blocked. Kamara helps it back in. It's lifted in. The goalkeeper's coming for it, and he catches confidently. Great keeping. He's done that many a time tonight, Mateus. Coming out for those crosses that some keepers would probably try and avoid. 2 arms in the air. Got in there above James Tavernier. Fell to the ground. Good goalkeeping. And he smashes out of his hands up towards Vitor Oliveira, or Vitinha, his nickname is. Tavernier, can he head away towards Aribo? Headed back forward by Andre Castro. Won back by Tavernier. He sees Kent on the far left. In behind, can he feed the winger? He'll get there ahead of Fabiano Silva. Barisic. Lundstrom. Space wide right. Gets it to him in the final third. It's James Tavernier. Kamara. Lundstrom. It just slows down again. 10 seconds to go before the 90 is hit. Then we'll see how much time is added on. Lundstrom. Kamara. Down the line to Tavernier. He's onside. He gets it across. Vital interception there by David Carmo. Three minutes of added on time. Not long for Rangers. Eintracht Frankfurt 1, Barcelona 1. That's the full-time whistle there in Germany. We've got a corner here. Tavernier towards Goldson. It falls to him. Oh, vital clearance. Away to Kent. It's still alive for Rangers. Crossed. Dealt with by Braga for now. Brought down. Oh, and it's cleared out of play there by Barisic, where he probably could have kept it in. But it looks like it is going to be a defeat for Rangers unless they can sort it out in the last 2 minutes of this game. I think, like I say, next week I think he'll definitely go more positive in front of the home crowd. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, where the likes of Ramsey will play. Kamar Roof will probably play from the start as well. Fabiano Silva throwing down the line, helped on by Vitor Oliveira, and he gets away from Bassi, not Goldson. His clearance falls to Arfield. Just under 2 minutes left this game. It'll be a monumental equaliser for Rangers in a poor performance. Bassi in his own half. He needs to look forward with 90 seconds to go. Glenn Kamara, when they've met in the round of 32 in 2020, these two sides, Rangers won both legs. Will Braga get some revenge? Aribo looks for Arfield in behind. It was under hit and it was inaccurate. And Bassi fouls on the halfway with a minute to go. That could have killed it for Rangers. Like I say, Vitinha there, or Vitor Oliveira, the man who got the winner against Benfica in the weekend, was just cynically pulled down there by Calvin Bassi and the referee David Massa gave it against the Nigerian central centre-back. .30 seconds left. Ball goes out towards Fabiano Silva. I'm not sure if that'll be it's going to be a free kick because Fabiano Silva did use his arm to stop the ball from going out. 15 seconds to go. We're on the edge of the 18-yard box. The players know they've not got long left. Goldson just needs to punt it up the field, and he does do so towards Aribo. Header lost. Can it fall towards Kent? Cleared by Fabiano Silva. Bassi will give chase. He'll keep it in. And he goes across to Goldson. We've hit the 3 minutes, and that will be it for the first leg. Huge disappointment for Rangers as we hit the half-time point of this Europa League quarter final. The game started off brightly for Rangers in the first 5 minutes where Ryan Kent got in behind the defence, and if it wasn't for an onrushing Mateus goalkeeper, then he could have been in for a first goal of this tie. Then from there, it was really poor from Rangers. The first real chance for Braga came in the 24th minute through their captain Ricardo Horta, who hit the post from inside the area. Then a few minutes later, the ball was in the back of the net through Andre Horta, his brother Ricardo, who hit the post a few minutes before. He got a goal deflected in off a Tavernier, but it was disallowed for a foul in the build-up. And then 5 minutes before the 45th minute, the game winner, Abel Ruiz, the Spaniard, formerly of Barcelona, gave Braga the leader. Tidy finish into the near post, past McGregor, gave Braga the lead, and that was the only goal in the game. Second half, Rangers were just too slow, didn't really have a major chance or anything, really. There was a header for Goldson with 20 minutes to go where he was at the back post all alone and he headed it across goal. Nothing really came of it. No one was really going to attack it, and that kind of summed up the game, to be honest. Lack of attacking intent, and they've got it all to do at Ibrox. Not the most action-packed second halves, but Rangers were poor. Lack of intent, and they've got it all to do at Ibrox next week, and that will end the game. It is Braga 1, Rangers 0, and we've dropped viewers massively after full time. Thank you to everyone who listened to the commentary. Make sure you hear this time next week for the second leg. It'll be Rangers versus Braga. Braga have the 1-goal advantage, but you've got to remember, despite it being a very poor performance from Rangers, it is only 1-0. Get to Ibrox, get the home fans behind you. I think that's a very easy deficit to overturn. I know you've not got your Alfredo Morelos, but like I say, a 1-0 deficit against that Braga side, who weren't the greatest against a poor Rangers side. You know, like they were good Braga, but I think they were made to look good through Rangers being so poor. I think at Ibrox, in front of the home crowd, 1-goal deficit, I think Rangers can still very easily go through to the semi-final of the Europa League. As West Ham are currently 1-1 at the minute, down to 10 men. They are currently parking the bus behind the ball, as it is West Ham 1, Lyon 1. So they're currently level at home in the London Stadium. But with 8 minutes to go, with 8 minutes of added on time, they play 2.5 minutes of it. We're just going to watch the end of this. If you want to stay, then you can do so. As Lyon put a ball in towards the far post, dealt with by Ben Johnson at left back. It's still alive, and then caught by Alphonse Areola. They commentate on Lyon a few months ago, actually, when they played PSG at home. Very impressed by the likes of Lucas Paqueta. Obviously, Tanguy and Dombele they added to their armoury in January. Like I said, it was a mix between these two games. It was either going to be a Braga Rangers commentary or a West Ham Lyon, but I went for Braga Rangers, and like I say, that'll be the commentary next week for the second leg. It's Rice heads it wide left, didn't find anyone, and Lyon trying to get away here. Looks like a completely different side to when I commented on them. I'm seeing some unfamiliar faces there. As like I say, West Ham are definitely just holding out for this level scoreline to take to Lyon next week. Before you do go, if you could like and subscribe, it does help massively. I've gained a lot of subscribers, a lot of likes as well, and it is all very much appreciated. I've gained about 11 subscribers, and I've peaked about 90 viewers, so that is unbelievable for me. So yeah, thank you very much. So if you just want to stick around for the last 5 minutes, let's see how West Ham hold. like I say, 10 men. Cresswell right before half-time getting sent off for a last-man challenge on Moussa Dembele as he's just won a header in the box. He was free. Yeah, and he headed it over the bar. The captain for tonight's game for Lyon, Moussa Dembele. But yeah, Rangers very disappointing. Slow, lethargic, seem leggy. And I think they're very fortunate it only ended 1-0. I think it's very easy to overturn that deficit next week. Leicester ended up drawing 0-0 to PSV in their quarter-final in the Europa Conference League. Like I say, Braga obviously won 1-0. Barcelona ended up drawing 1-1 to Eintracht Frankfurt. And then the last game to be finished is this one here that we're currently watching now. West Ham currently level with Lyon. Jared Bowen scored early on in the second half and then an equaliser through in Ndombele in the second half. Bowen gets booked there after a challenge on Emerson, the left back, on loan from Chelsea currently at the minute. You might recognise him. Did have a good end of the Euros, Emerson, when he had to come in for Spinazzola. Lyon send it forward, chested down. Good tackle by Craig Dawson. What a tackle that is. And again, go on, Craig Dawson. Two big challenges, but it will be Lyon to bring it forward. Get it out to the right-hand side. I need to know who some of these players are. I can't recognise some of these. Who's number 17? Gusto, the right back. Oh, no foul by Kurt Zouma there on Lucas Paqueta. Like I say, West Ham are just settling for the 1-1 with 10 men. You don't want to risk going behind, trailing from behind in the second leg where they are away from home. A 1-1 going away is better than 2-1, which is obvious to say, but it does mean you lose a chance of trying to nick one yourself. Up towards Souček, the clearance brought down by Hassim Aouar. What a touch that is! And he plays it through towards Moussa Dembele. Good tackle again. Craig Dawson. Boom. Straight in. Big slide challenge. Lyon falling like flies. They're falling like flies because Craig Dawson is putting in big challenges, and I love it. It's literally all men behind the ball for West Ham as they try and see this level playing field that they want to take to the second leg away at Lyon, who aren't doing great in the league. When I commented on them, they were really struggling in the league, actually. Lyon, let's see if they still are. Emerson, across goal, parried. Denea, the centre-back for me, City, he had a shot, that's blocked, headed away by Fornals. Yeah, still 9th, mid-table, Lyon, and that's really poor. Even though they are only 6 points away from 4th, so it's very tight in the league going at the minute. But they are 9th. It's West Ham defending for their lives as we have got 30 seconds left of this game. Thanks to everyone who stuck around. Make sure you do like and subscribe before you leave, and make sure you're back next week for the next live commentary that is scheduled. Rangers versus Braga in the second leg of the Europa League quarter-finals. The winner takes on either Atalanta or RB Leipzig. And the winner of this one, Lyon West Ham, play either Barcelona or Eintracht Frankfurt. 10 seconds to go. Paqueta looks down the right-hand side. Too heavy for Gusto. And it does look like, despite having 10 men and being 0-0 at half-time, they've been able to survive and get a 1-1 result out of it. And that will be full-time. The two managers warmly warmly shake hands and, West Ham, like I say, 0-0 at half-time, down to 10 men. If you offered them 1-1 at the end of the game, they would have snapped your hand off for it. They're not trailing. They'll go to Lyon, where, like I say, they've not been great this season, where they'll go away to their ground and look to try and nick a result and get to a European semi-final. But 3 of the 4 games of these Europa League quarter-finals have ended 1-1. The one we commentated on and the one we watched was the one that didn't. Let's go through the results quickly before I leave and go. So the early kickoff for today's Europa League quarterfinals was between RB Leipzig and Atalanta. 17th minute, Atalanta took a early lead for Luis Muriel, and then with half an hour to go, David Zappacosta scored an own goal for Atalanta and made Leipzig get level and give them a draw, and that's 1-1. Like someone said in the comments there, that'll be hard to predict. That'll be very even game. Both teams having a lot of shots in the game. And then these 8 o'clock kickoffs, Eintracht Frankfurt, we were also down to 10 men, but that was once it was 1-1 already, so they take a level scoring game to the Camp Nou. And then the other game also was Lyon versus West Ham at the London Stadium, where Cresswell was sent off after 3 minutes of added on time in the first half. They got an early goal in the second half through Jared Bowen, but they couldn't hold on with 10 men. Tanguy and Ndombele got an equaliser with around half an hour to go, and that's how that one ended. And then for this one, like we know, Braga got a lead just before half-time. Not the greatest of second halves, but it was enough to keep the lead, Braga, and they'll go to Ibrox. 1 up on Rangers, but like I say, they'll have to deal with a very hostile crowd who will be getting their players up for it. After Rangers, it was a very, very lethargic and poor performance from the Gers. That's going to be me done for today's stream. Thank you all very, very much for watching. I had almost 90 people watching at one point. Honestly, I average normally about 10 people watching. So to get that amount of people was surreal. Thank you for all the likes, all the subscribers. It really does help because, you know, when you're nowhere near 1,000, you know it's difficult. But to get that massive amount of subscribers was fantastic. In terms of links in the description, you can see just above me, you got one there, top left, above me there. There's links for that. So the top one is there's a TikTok and Instagram. I don't really use TikTok, but Instagram I'll just let you know what commentaries are coming up. Then I've got a Mental Health Matters link where it takes you to a link to the NHF mental health voluntary charities and services that you can contact if you're ever struggling. Remember, always talk. It really does help. And then you've got No Room for Racism. That's the link to the Premier League's website for their campaign for No Room for Racism, and also the Black Lives Matter website if you're interested in getting to know more about that. As West Ham fans flood the London Stadium, obviously they'll be slightly disappointed they didn't win, but they won't be disappointed with the fact with 10 men they were able to stick out a draw and to have it all to play for in their next leg. But yeah. Like I say, all 1-1 in the other quarterfinals, other than the one we covered today, where it was Braga 1 and Rangers 0. Like I say, that is it for me. That's going to be the end of the commentary. Please like and subscribe if you are new and before you go. Make sure you're back for next week's game, where Braga travel to Ibrox, where Rangers have got a mountain to climb. But mountains are there to be climbed. And will they do it next week, where they aim to get to a semi-final where they will take on either Atalanta or RB Leipzig? But for Rangers, they've got a lot of work to do. Will they do it? We'll have to find out. But Braga will take a 1-0 lead to Ibrox. And next week, we'll see, can Rangers make the semi-final?